probably doesn't have more than 4 people, right? And so let's do a query. Let's find addresses where there are 6 or more voters registered to vote and look for, are there PO boxes, vacant lots, malls, shelters, etc. And sure enough, in addition to that shelter, I found a mall where 6 people were registered to vote, and all 6 of those people registered with a certain political party voted in the 2024 election. Now, even though those people are switched to inactive right now, that means that if they were to request a mail-in ballot or show in person on election day, the inactive will be switched to active, and so therefore is really as much of a voter registration currently. And so we are uncovering a lot of the potential voter fraud in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and we're focused on that right now.
And Scott, you're doing something too with jury lists, and some are unclear or won't provide. What are you trying to work on with that?
Well, actually, Allegheny County, believe it or not, is responding to our request, and they're going to give us the non-juror list because it's Pennsylvania state law. It says the county election commissions shall, not could, not may. The word shall means it must be enforced. Shall provide the non-juror list and the reasons for disqualification. And furthermore, at the end of the law, it says the most important statement, open to public inspection. And so I posted on social media and I said, I will sue any Pennsylvania county that does not provide the non-juror list. So we have 8 so far. We are in search of the other 59 across the Commonwealth, but I am prepared to engage in litigation should the counties not give us what we are requesting.
Now, the thing, look, Scott, I'll be upfront. I'm not fully on board with all the president last night, but some of it was old information. But the part about people that are here illegally or non-citizens, and
Yes.
all day today, Morning Joe this morning, to give him like 12 minutes, Josh Shapiro was on touting and saying, Al Schmidt's a Republican. Well, we know that's a Republican in name only. Right. He's not even that anymore. Is the Secretary of State. So, Scott, the president's part about 250,000 or more people that are non-citizen on those rolls, the other side's trying to argue, well, how do we know that they voted? We don't have to prove they voted. They shouldn't be on those rolls to start with to have the opportunity to vote.
Well, they shouldn't be on the rolls to start with. However, what we're doing is we have something called L2 data. L2 data is the best in the business. So even if somebody's removed from the voter rolls, I can tell you if they voted. I can go back a decade.
Mm-hmm.
I can go back 2 decades. I can tell you how they voted, if they voted on election day, if they voted by mail, if they voted absentee. And regardless of whether or not the Department of State is going to do cleanup work to try to cover up, we are already finding non-citizens on the voter rolls that have voted. And that is clear and distinct proof that I'm going to unveil. But this is no longer conspiracy. This is, we have found actual proof of non-citizens on the voter rolls that are voting.
Scott, if you were framing it last night, analyzing it for our listeners, you know the trust and confidence I have in you, and they do. They tell me it all the time. They see the work. They see the credibility, how careful you are. What is the biggest threat that we should worry about the election coming up? You don't say wild stuff, and that's what I really admire. You're not just getting clicks. You get millions of them already. You know my concerns here. I just gave them to you. How about yours? What's the concern?
Here's the biggest concern. The biggest concern is kind of multi-pronged. The first one is just general apathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we elect a popular vote majority and the popular vote does not give the American people what they voted for, then how am I going to turn out the voter base if I am not giving the very populist pieces of legislation that they voted for? So that's why I'm pushing for the Save America Act every single day. And the president is calling for it. The House is calling for it. Speaker Johnson is calling for it. Now we need Senate Majority Leader Thune to implement the Save America Act. And so apathy and keeping our promise to the American people. Those are the two most important things that I focus on every single day.
Absolutely. Now, my theory on that is, okay, what the president did last night, I'm not sure that's going to put any pressure on Thune. I've been telling people what Scott Presler does, going there, confronting the peaceful way, but saying you can be primary too. There's got to be leverage over every person in the world. There's some degree of leverage over them. Thune,
and we have the leverage.
Yeah. What's the leverage with Thune, do you think?
Well, here's the thing. So in the past 6 months, I've met with 100 members of Congress, 10 senators, 90 members of the House of Representatives. And we started on this journey being diplomatic, wanting to reach across the aisle, wanting to inspire them to do the right thing by using the carrot. And then here we are. It's July, right? We have 3 weeks. August 7th is the last day to pass legislation to be implemented before November. If we don't get it by August 7th, it's not happening. So we have implemented the stick. And my message is, if the Senate does not pass the Save America Act, I will primary every incumbent senator like we did with John Cornyn. He lost. Like we did with Cassidy. He lost. Louisiana and Texas kept their promise. And we're going to go to Idaho with Crapo. We're going to go to Oklahoma with Langford. Even Ted Cruz in Texas, if he does not do a good job passing and fighting for the Save America Act, there is no senator that will be invulnerable peacefully in the 2028, 2030, and beyond elections.
Absolutely. Scott, where do we find you to see where is Waldo today and what you're up to, and to help in any way that we possibly can? Where do we go?
Thank you. So earlyvoteaction.com. I am on the way to Arizona. If anybody knows anyone in Arizona, Congressman Andy Biggs for governor, and the primary is on Tuesday, the 21st. I'll be traveling across the whole state, doing events, getting out the vote. And then I will be returning to the York State Fair end of the month. If you want to swing by, not too far from Philly, maybe we can do something. York State Fair. I'm going to have my book. We're going to have commit to vote cards. We're going to be registering voters, but that's right in York, Pennsylvania.
I'm writing that one down. I'll be away for a few days, but we'll reconvene and talk about that one, Scott, definitely.
Beautiful. Hey, Don, thanks for always having my back.
No, thank you. Thanks as always, Scott. Safe travels, and thanks for coming on today.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Scott Presler here. Can't bring you anybody better than that, coming off the Trump speech to break down your sense of it. How are you feeling after that last night? We have some sound. I gave you some of the highlights. I don't like the mail-in ballot part. I'm not in the tank on this. I want one thing: to win. And there was some stuff there that has started to filter out today, plus the media refusing to let the American people see this. Plus, did we hear all these disclaimers when the Biden people did X, Y, or Z? No. We're supposed to believe that, I'll play you Margaret Brennan with the Chinese propaganda here in a second. We're supposed to believe the media who made it that Putin won the election in 2016 for Trump, spending about $30,000 on Facebook. That was it. And they think that did it. Remember the one I always go to, Miners for Trump. They were going to meet down at Marconi Plaza. Miners, like coal miners. It was a Russian thing they put out. Is that why? Or could it be Hillary's personality and corruption were too much for the American people? They wanted to change. Okay, phone lines. Let me give you this side. This is a really good one. One of my favorite shows for the first 2 or 3 years, Mad Men. Henry's into now, watching with his girlfriend. And I think we saw it debuted one of these days in 2007 or so.
Yes.
I don't know if it turned out 6 or 7 seasons. I lost a little bit of it. I can't even say.
I want to say it's 8.
Oh, 8. I can't even say, because Henry hasn't seen it yet, what happened to the British ad executive. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the party they had at the ad agency. He was flying high. They're all drunk, dancing, feeling, what's the name up and everything. And then suddenly, part of a sponsors thing that was in there causes mayhem. I can't say anymore.
Yeah,
but
don't.
I won't. It's hard to believe.
See, I know how I feel about spoilers.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
Yeah, so we got all that. We're looking for something or someone associated with the 60s. I don't think we've done this one before. I'll take off right off the bat. The Kennedys you have to take off. The Beatles. And contraception. The pill is some of my big ones to lead with. I have some more minor ones later on in the 60s, but boy, what a decade. 1968 alone had stuff that we don't see in an average year. So, Henry, how about yours?
Yeah, one I'll take off is the Jell-O salad.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know why, it's just synonymous in my head with the 60s. Just, oh, we need a dinner? All right, let's put shrimp, lettuce, some radishes.
No lettuce, please.
Let's put it in a Jell-O mold. Yeah, like, or, oh, we need a dessert too? Oh, perfect. We'll have some key lime Jell-O or something like that.
Okay.
It's crazy the amount, because if you look up Jell-O salads, they're absolutely disgusting. You're putting tomatoes, peppers. I don't know what they were thinking back then to do that. I don't get that at all. And then the other one I'll take off is a person. How about actress and humanitarian Audrey Hepburn? Obviously, the iconic movie Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961. Retired from acting later in the 60s to focus more on humanitarian work, and I think she's become one of the most iconic icons in Hollywood, and especially of the 60s.
All righty. Kirk, how about yours?
I'm going to go with the Beatles, and I'm also going to go with some slang, like bummer, far out.
Far out.
Yeah, Chick, which is still survived today, and Cool, I think made it in the 60s, and they survived. Okay.
So, yeah.
Which is rare. It's 855-839-1210. Hit us with that and your overall reaction. You heard Scott Presler on the case here in Pennsylvania. Now, we have one of our favorite legislators coming up a little bit later on. Donna Sharon hasn't been on the show out there in Montgomery County, contacted us. What are Democrats up to now? Well, basically getting hundreds of people out of jail that may have committed murder, second-degree murder at least. It's still murder. Yes. That's what they're plotting to do this week. They don't rest. And if you're in this game against them, you got to buckle up and say, we're going to run over top of you. You're not taking down this country. And Josh Shapiro, if you just want to be inspired to push back, watch this weasel in action. I have some sound from Morning Joe today. My goodness. But wait till you hear this at 1:30, what they're up to. But the parallel parking 13 minutes away, if you want to enter the contest, we'll tell you how to do it. That's all straight ahead. 855-839-1210. Someone from associated with the 60s. Get in early here. Oh, the prize today for the week, too. Not only do we have the Money Melody, the Chicago and Styx tickets for Money Melody at about 2:13 today. In addition to that, we have a pair for the winner of the week. So you got to get your name in. You'll see Chicago and Styx July 21st, 2026 at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. 855-839-1210.
Have you looked at your roof lately? Dawn Stensland here. If not, don't wait until the fall. Once cooler weather and storms arrive, small roofing issues can quickly become expensive repairs. Right now is the perfect time to protect your home and save. Through July 31st, Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding is offering 25% off a brand new roof. And here's why I trust Chapman. They're a GAF certified plus contractor, which means they can offer enhanced warranty protection that most roofing companies simply cannot. So if you've been thinking about replacing your roof, right now is the best time to beat the fall rush. Lock in your savings. Enjoy peace of mind before the seasons change. Call Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding today. Schedule your free consultation. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Offer ends July 31st. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Your heart's rhythm is what keeps you moving through life. And when AFib throws it off, every beat matters. The elite team at Deborah Heart and Lung Center diagnose and treat AFib with advanced technology and a focused expertise, measurably better outcomes from one of the leading heart hospitals in the nation. From diagnosis through recovery, it's the team that's with you every step of the way. Because when it's your heart, don't take chances. DemandDeborah.org.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
When you go on vacation, does it make sense to have someone else pack for you? Of course not. The same can be said for your retirement. Your 401k could be packed with things you don't know about or even need. If you're close to retirement but don't have a plan customized to your goals, that's kind of like taking a 30-year vacation with no idea what's in your suitcase. Seems like a stressful way to start what should be a relaxing time. Jim Cipriotti and the Retire Ready Financial Group can help you unpack your savings and build a plan to help reduce future taxes, along with a clearly defined income strategy. Call Jim at 610-894-7415 for your complimentary retirement game plan, or visit retirereadyfg.com. That's 610-894-7415.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Get ready for a new era of Penn State sports under new head coach Matt Campbell. Follow it all on the official home of Penn State football and basketball games. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, it is Dom time. Mark Wayne Moen this morning threatening prison time for officials not cooperating on elections. Now, I know Jim Jordan and Henry's working because I'm going to be off a couple days next week. We had him booking in one of those, but hopefully we'll get him on. Is the type of guy that can come off the top rope against Larry Krasner. But I'd rather see Mark Wayne Moen when Krasner starts. Yeah, you know, you don't know anything, but you're a dummy. We have Krasner yesterday. We'll play it for you. Taunting again. This little weasel. Mark Wayne Moen is the guy with the union guy who said, let's fight right here. And the union guy said, yeah, let's do it. Bernie Sanders had to stop it. Said, I'm taking off my wedding ring. So, yeah, but let's do it. Let's put some of these state election officials in prison. Look, Al Schmidt comes on the show, but we can do a remote from prison if need be. You know, we're going to ask him back again, the Secretary of State. They're constantly refusing to clear the voter rolls. That's what's going on here. That's one of the major things. You heard Scott Presler. I can't bring you anybody better that's inside that and moving forward on it. Your reaction to what happened last night. A couple of other things. Randy Brown has been a guest over there. I haven't spoken with him in a while. Hope to bring him, though. Randy, if you're listening, come on back home with Dom here. He's a heck of a special teams coach. And he was a 3-term mayor in Eastham Township, and he came up with all kinds of things. Philly Voice says, and they make it like he's a mob figure. NFL assistant coach, former GOP mayor Randy Brown, is linked to the Freedom Fuel Network gas stations. Like, yeah, Tony Soprano. He's linked to Tony Soprano. He's a gadfly guy. I could see him doing this. So, Randy, we know you're over there in Marlton. Somebody tell him we'd love to get you on today to talk about this. And why in the world linked to him? Yeah, they're giving people a break, Philly Voice. You ought to try doing it. How about what a benefit to citizens, to people, getting a break? By the way, I want to throw a grenade out there early. I take away something from this. Headlined at NJ.com. It's not just women who feel that way or people over age 65. Across the board, a majority of men and women, people in every age group, as well as Democrats, Republicans, unaffiliated voters, want to remain inside their vehicles in another big pull out and let an attendant pump their gas. The Fairleigh Dickinson survey released Thursday. Well, guess what? It's only 63% who want to keep full-service gas stations. Okay? And that tells me I'm starting to win on this one. So, Kirk, you're a New Jerseyan. I know you're taking a call there, but you can. Are you in favor? Do you want to pump your own gas?
Absolutely.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're starting to win. A few years ago when we talked about this, it was like 85%. 63% now say, and they're right, it's across all boundaries in New Jersey. It's insanity. It's the Canadian wildfires. Why would you not want to pump your own gas and get out of there? Move. Oh, no.
Would we have to spend more taxpayer money on teaching all these New Jerseyans how to do it?
Well, that's Jersey's
I knew
problems.
a lot of people in college when they came to Pennsylvania. They didn't know how to do it.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Yes, it's just a flaw. But the horror stories they come up with, oh, my God, Dan, the gassy smell in your hands. Put some hand sanitizer in your car, that's all. Wash your hands at some point. Problem solved. And by the way, then they'll cite, well, Jersey's gas is a lot less than. No, it's not. Thank you, Governor Christie. It's a little bit less now, but not that much. On and on it goes. But I saw this survey. Why did they do it? They must be feeling more people, 37% now, are on the side of saying, no, they'd like to have full service. They can pass laws where they can't just say you have to pump your own gas and there won't be anybody there. Oh, my God. And Henry's right. How would you not know how to pump gas? Changing a tire, we're in an era. I haven't changed a tire. Thank God I have AAA Platinum service. I almost had to, though. The guy didn't know what he was doing. And thank God they sent a better guy out. And you get those guys that put it on with the gun. That's what the problem is. Getting them off if they're put on with that. Come on. You got to ease up. Or you want your tire to come on. Come on. All right. So I see hope in this in Jersey. What I don't see hope with is Mikey Sherrill. Mikey Sherrill now did not lower the flag for half staff for Lindsey Graham. Purely political. You miserable, miserable person. She's the most political of all. Pennsylvania and Delaware did. All right, let's go to Lexington, South Carolina. They pump their own gas there. They have Nancy Mace as governor, maybe senator. Hey, David in Lexington, how are things in North Charlotte?
Well, Dom, good afternoon. First thing, I will advocate for not pumping my own gas on days like this where it's 105.
What's the matter with that? I mean, if it's rainy and it's at 5 degrees below zero even, but come on.
Yeah. Well, Dom, this is the first time I've had a chance to talk to you since Lindsay passed, and I think of the irony, Dom. You remember my calls to you thinking, man, we had a done deal. We were going to undistrict Jim, and, man,
yes.
Flash forward two months, just the opposite. We lose Lindsay, and just to dispel the rumors, yes, I'm going to be running for his seat. I'm having a chicken bog fundraiser tomorrow, $20 a plate, $50 photo ops with me. We're gonna put the David for Lexington campaign in full speed.
We definitely back this, definitely. As long as I can beat Nancy Mace, I'm on board.
Oh, she cannot win. She couldn't even get 10% in the governor's race, so she's not a factor. I do think it's going to be Russell Fry, who's not my choice. I would like for Pam Yvette, who's our current lieutenant governor, to do it, but I don't know if she's going to run. But I'm a big fan of hers. But yeah, it's been a very interesting time. When you lose somebody that's been in office for 20 years and only has a net worth of $1.5 million, but he had the president's ear and he had a lot of pull. it's a tough time.
Yeah,
so it's been, a little
absolutely.
rough.
What's your side, David? 60s.
Yes, so I'm going to go with that pattern, that artistic pattern where it's the little flowers where the outside might be yellow, but the inside might be purple, or one might be green and pink. Just that little flowery pattern that was so prevalent.
All right, gotcha. Kind of a psychedelic David today. All right, coming up. I love this. It's another South Philly thing. You know, they climb to the top of the pole and all that stuff. But now, the parallel parking contest. If you're in South Philly, you got to learn how to park. I'm going to ask them, you know, wait, can you imagine if a guy shows up with an SUV or something? I kick him out right away. You know, I want
No, that's an expert.
No,
that's someone who's like, I'm so confident in my
Right.
parallel parking abilities, I'm going to park an SUV.
I have an SUV and I suck at it.
That's a clown. That's a clown showing up in a contest like this. I would like to show up in a bigger golf cart just to get in. I can't wait to talk with this guy. There's going to be an actual contest, I think, at the Acme. I would do it in other locations, though. Wait to hear the rules, and we'll tell you how to enter. I'm thinking of entering on this. You can drive with 2 feet. There's nothing in there that says you can't with this. By the way, I'm looking at an article of the Washington Post. It says the stick shift is about ready to go and be kaput. It's almost no longer that people do it.
Yes.
I never did it. I don't know why you would want to do it other than it's like a machismo thing. I can drive a stick and you can't. Why would you do it?
Well, I think it's just more a sports car thing.
Mm-hmm.
For like a regular like sedan,
right.
I do think it's pointless.
In Italy, when they were there, they told me you have to learn how to drive a stick shift to get your license.
Wow.
What a backward country. I'm not going back. All right, coming up, we'll talk with the guy, the master of parallel parking on Talk Radio 1210.
The intense July heat is here, and Philadelphia humidity is peaking. Don't wait for your energy bills to skyrocket before realizing your windows are failing. Call the pros at Window Nation now. Right now, you can get 50% off all window styles plus 0 down payment and no payments or interest for 2 years. Get the energy-efficient windows from Window Nation installed in 1 day or less without the hassle. Beat the heat, protect your home, and start saving today. Schedule your fast, free consultation now at windownation.com.
Are you ready for the biggest 80s event of 2026? Howard Jones presents Things Can Only Get Better Tour with additional full sets by Wang Chung, English Beat, Modern English, and hosted by Richard Blade. Friday, August 14th, Borgata Hotel, Casino and Spa. Tickets on sale now at theborgata.com. Just when you thought it couldn't get any bigger, things can only get better.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-738-9900. That's 800-738-9900. 800-738-9900.
It's bigger, it's better. It's the 4th of July sales event at Tri-County CDJR. This month, get up to 20% off MSRP on select new 2026 Ram 1500 models. Come find bigger deals and better value at 422jeep.com. Available on select models with approved credit. Customers must qualify, plus tax, title, license, registration, and applicable government fees. Offers expire July 31st, 2026.
See Joe Conklin, Ray Dininger, and Glenn Macnow count down the greatest moments in Philly sports at the Ocean City Music Pier Thursday, August 6th. Get tickets at joeconklin.com.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru. Hello, let's talk premium. These are the top-of-the-line appliances that dream kitchens are made of. If you're planning an investment like this in your home, where you buy is as important as what you buy. At National Appliance Warehouse, we're committed to delivering the superior buying experience you deserve. Our showroom features beautifully displayed premium appliances of every major brand, including highly sought-after Monogram appliances. Our team of gurus is well-versed at guiding you as you navigate the same appliances you'd find in the most magnificent homes and the kitchens of cooking enthusiasts. And the National Appliance Warehouse team has the expertise to properly deliver and install your stunning new appliances.
Celebrate Christmas in July and save at National Appliance Warehouse. Elevate everything and save on Monogram appliances. Featuring sophisticated luxury and understated durability, you'll love expertly engineered and purposefully designed Monogram appliances. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington today.
Weather sponsored by Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union.
Hot, hazy, with difficult air quality to breathe. Today it's going to be 92 degrees. Now, we cool down a little bit tomorrow with a high of 81, but we expect heavy rains in the afternoon. It'll be 87 on Sunday.
Better banking starts with Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. Enjoy early pay and free fraud and credit monitoring. Take control of your finances. Smarter banking designed for real life. Franklin Mint Federal Credit Union. Visit fmfcu.org/betterbanking. Membership eligibility applies. Federally insured by NCUA.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Only in Philadelphia could you have a guy on your show that apparently is the head of the PPPA. Maybe the Philadelphia Parking Authority should be the sponsor of this, or SEPTA. Or Talk Radio 1210. We're talking about the Parallel Parking Championship of Philadelphia. I'm going to help our guest, Adam Watka, design the belt for that. It's got to be a belt. It's got to be that type of thing, a robe and a belt. It's got to have Rocky music going in. Let's bring in Adam here on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, first of all, shout out to Victor Fiorulla. Victor, I wouldn't have known about Adam. Adam is on... You can follow him on YouTube, youtube.com/1210. Adam, thanks so much for coming on and for this idea.
Sure thing, Dom. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, do you live in a particularly congested part of South Philly, would you say?
Yeah, I would say so. So I'm in South Philly, kind of East Passyunk area.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's rough. I think there are worse out there, but I mean, parallel parking every day of my life, big spots, little spots, you name it, right?
Yeah, what kind of vehicle? Are you an SUV guy? Well, SUVs be in this. I want them banned if we're going to participate.
You know what? I heard y'all talking about that before the break. So I'm in a little 2011 Prius. I got a little guy, so right. I'm all right. I'm able to fit in there. All vehicle sizes are welcome. So we're looking to kind of accommodate big guys, little guys.
And what I like the most, Adam, it's not just parking and measuring the curb and all that. We'll get to it. But it's doing it under duress. Now, where Henry and I park, we have a media lot, if you will. You have to fight off the ends of the world to get in here, and it's downhill for 3-4 blocks on Chestnut with no lights, people flying down, and e-bikes in a alleged bicycle lane right next to us. It is like parking almost in Manhattan. Where do you think you might hold this?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we're going through a couple things. So we're talking to a couple different groups and places. There's a kind of a difference of opinion a little bit. We're thinking, does it make sense in like an off-street lot, like you mentioned before, like at Acme or something? Or does it need to be more authentic and on the street?
On the street.
That's
definitely.
yeah. Okay. That's where I'm at too, to be honest. So it's sort of like dealing with those logistics of having a big event versus like, what's the most authentic? But Dom, I'm with you. I think this has got to be on the street. So right now we're talking to a couple locations. Being in South Philly, having South Philly so associated with parking, I think it's going to be in South Philly.
Absolutely. Well, it's got to be in South Philly. I want to do it right on Broad Street if we get to it. Adam, these out-of-towners that come here, some of them in the news business, they always run a show. Do you realize people are parking in the middle of Broad Street? Yeah, you try parking in South Philly.
I got that comment the other day. I was like, "Hey, is part of this going to be parking on the median in Broad Street?" I was like, "That's level 2, guys. That's maybe hard mode down the road, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
part of it." Right?
How did you hatch this? How did this come about?
So this is an idea that a friend and I had talked about like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's kind of sitting in the back of your head, everybody goes on with their lives, but it's been always there. And then, so actually, I know none of us are going to like this being Philadelphians, but they've actually had this in Pittsburgh for the last 5 years. So they've had a parallel parking
Okay.
competition there. So I've been aware of that. And then honestly, it was about 5 months ago. And I was just sitting there and I was like, you know what? This really does have to be in Philly. So that's kind of where the PPPA was born. And from there, planning out, building out the PPPA championship.
Now, not to be a sexist, but I've said this before, I've gotten in some trouble. Women can be better drivers than men. I've seen it. But parallel parking, I give a slight edge to the average male.
I've got no comment on that. I'm sorry. But yeah, we're equal opportunity parallel parkers here.
Okay. So what has it been like so far? The reaction to this? Are you getting applications? We'll tell people what to do. I want to participate. I drive with 2 feet. I broke an ankle, so I use the left to brake. Is that legal? Can you drive with 2 feet?
Yeah, we're good with that.
Oh,
man.
good.
Hey,
Thank you. Just wanted to be clear. All right.
0 feet. Let's go. So,
will there be drug testing on this? I need to know that.
No drug testing. Just take everybody's word for that. But the engagement and excitement around this has been huge, to be honest. So we just opened applications on Monday. We have over 400 applications already. Right? And this is not like in the application, we ask people a little about them. What does parallel parking mean to you? And then we ask them to submit a video or an audio file telling us, how do you know you're the best parallel parker in Philly? So we've been going through those responses, a lot of colorful characters, really excited to dig into that more, but big reception already and excited to see more and kind of whittle down to who's actually going to compete here and who's going to be crowned the best.
If you get permission from them to promote this, I play some of them on our YouTube and all, particularly the characters.
Cool, great.
Yeah. So just let us know, and Henry will coordinate. Yeah, like next week or whenever. So, Adam, where do you go? What do you do to apply for this?
Sure, absolutely. So you can go on the website. It's philaparallelparking.org/championship, or you can just go to philaparallelparking.org. Also on Instagram, we're Phila Parallel Parking. At either of those spaces, you can read a little more about the competition. You can go to the actual application and submit. We'd love to have you, so we're excited. And Dom, if you want to be there, you let me know.
Oh, definitely. I'd like to be like the Grand Marshal and do something. I scream at people, do some of the things. How about if I came in a parking authority uniform? Now, it might be deadly. That might not be a good thing. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to, Adam. I'll commit. So it'll be in the fall. You don't have the date yet, though.
Exactly. So once we secure the actual location, we're looking at a Saturday at the end of September or beginning of October.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking to announce that in the next couple of weeks.
We'll film that, use it, YouTube and all that. I'd love to do an interview on the spot. The winner, is there a prize for a winner, a wrestling belt, something like that?
Yeah, you're right on target there, Dom. So a couple things. So first of all, to me, bragging rights.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Are you able to enter?
I will not be entering. I'm the commissioner. I'm the commissioner of the PPPA. I'm there to make sure everything's above board and we're doing everything the best. So it'll be bragging rights. There will be a trophy, as you say. It's going to include a piece of the curb.
Oh, yes.
And then there will be a cash prize of $76. We'll cover your next parking ticket.
Oh, you! What do you do are you in promotions or something, Adam? You got to be to come up with this.
I do work in events.
Okay. Well, that's great stuff. Now, the rules closest to the curb, can you brush the two vehicles you're parking between?
Yeah. So to me, that's part of parallel parking.
Yes.
This isn't I live in South Philly. This isn't a clean business we work in. Like the bumper's there to be bumped. So
exactly.
Yeah. Touching cars around you. And even for me, some of these narrow streets down here in South Philly, you got to go up on the curb a little bit to get close. So getting up on the curb, that's not a disqualifying thing. If you got to do that to get close, you got to do what you got to do down here.
That's right. Some of this, my God, yeah. If you don't do that, you're never going to park. I mean, are you a native Philadelphian or did you move here, Adam?
I moved here about 20 years ago. So my mom's from South Jersey, my family, but I came into the city after.
So trying to park in South Philly when you moved here, probably after a day or so, you said, you know what? What the hell? You got to do what you got to do to get in there.
Exactly. That's it. Honestly, the way I talk about it, I haven't thought about this in a little bit, but like there was a time in my life when I had like a block in my head. You know, you talk about athletes having like a block or something, and I was just so off with my parallel parking, and I don't even know what it was, but then it clicked back, and now I've got it. But it's something you got to practice. And the last thing I'll say here, so the PPPA, we're more than just this competition. We're about promoting excellence in parallel parking across the city. So the way we think about it is that all Philadelphians are better with the more people out there who are good at parallel parking. We're going to have more spots on the street if people park nice and tight to each other. As if people park quicker, then those one-way streets are going to move faster. So we're all about just like encouraging better parallel parking, and the competition is a way to celebrate, hey, who's the best out there?
Now, you tell, I've thought about this a lot. Will you park looking to your left or looking to your right? I can do much easier looking to my right versus the left. We have to park to our left here on Chestnut Street. That's a little bit harder. I got to switch once I get a little bit in there. To the right, it's all one vision. How about you?
I'm good both ways.
Okay.
I'm good with both of it, but I've actually gotten this question a couple times just in the last couple days. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think we might have to have that as some part of this.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause,
definitely.
you know, down here, you got to be able to do it both. So it is different, though. I agree. It's a weird kind of like mirror, but harder than it should be kind of thing.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled with this, Adam. Any way that I can help you have Henry, we'll hook up, but I will be there. Commit to that. Have a blast with this. Again, we want to get as many listeners as we can out there. So where do they apply?
Sure. So philaparallelparking.org. We'll see you all there.
Thanks, Adam, very much. Thanks for coming on today. To be continued.
Thanks so much, Tom. Take care.
All right. In the middle of all the stuff, and even Scott Presler on top of coming off of the president, yeah, he's got to decide on that. If we're going to make it harder on people, I would say you got to park with the space to your left. If you do it to the right, that's almost too easy for people that are good about parallel parking. Yeah, to the left, you got a lot of stuff to do to really get in there tight. To the right, should be pretty easy. If you have a parallel parking tip, the number one, don't worry about touching the bumper, just as he said. Now, if you're in South Philly, though, I should have asked him, he has in here, the duress could be, what if there's a chair there and you have to park? That's it. That's what we need.
A toilet.
Some guy who's just a toilet, an anchor. Some guy dug out for 8 hours, and now you're parallel parking in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Give me your reaction to that. Thanks for getting him on. We'll follow up on that. You heard what Adam said, when this will happen. And I hope you apply. We'd love to see it. Is that sexist? Are women good at this too? Driving, yes. The parallel parking, I think, is more like one of my proudest things. Luke, my youngest, is very scientific. And when he says, yeah, I have to concede, you're really good at parallel parking, it's like, oh, my God. That's a trophy moment right there, because he won't concede anything.
Oh, really?
A scientific. Well, if Freddie the cat gets his head rubbed, he does something very cute. He shakes his head forever. He says that's an involuntary action. Oh, come on now. He's a cute cat, not an involuntary action. You can't say that. All right, we got Joe of Columbus. Wrecker yesterday. Even Rose said he wouldn't kiss Sophia Loren. She heard that. Come on, Joe. He's coming up. Hit us with something from the 60s. Person, place, or thing associated with it. Big prize at the end of the week here, too, on the side question, the tickets for Styx and Chicago. I hope you'll enter, though, too. And parallel park, it kills me. I asked him about the SUV. We see this all the time, these guys out here parking in our spaces with, like, the biggest line truck. Are you kidding me? How do you drive into town in that and think you're going to park? It's arrogance beyond belief. You're not going to be able to park. I mean, a parking lot, yeah, but I mean, you're not going to be able to park on the street. What are the odds? Where are you doing it?
Where there's a big media lot where there's 3 open
Yeah, exactly.
spaces.
Yeah, exactly. Guy out there today, he leaves his blinkers on. He had a BMW, and he takes up 3 spots in doing it.
Oh, was it black BMW?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've run
yeah.
into that one before too.
Yeah, exactly. Just, I don't like people getting tickets, but you know what, with this, fire away.
Absolutely.
Philadelphia Parking Authority. Well, I don't read signs. I'm not from around here. Can't read that sign. Oh, my God. 855-839-1210. Get a line. A lot more show today. Got a lot of people coming up, but your calls are next.
We are Nancy and Robert Harding, and we became Crash Proof in 2018.
In 2022, we sold our home of 34 years, and we moved into an apartment because we weren't really sure where we were going to land. We took all the money of that sale of that house and put it in Crash Proof retirement, which was a smart thing to do. That money has grown. And now, when I realize I'm not an apartment person, we're starting to look for a home. Even though home prices have gone up, we're going to be able to buy a home that's going to meet our needs because we have more money now than we did when we sold our home.
That will allow us to achieve the things we like in terms of entertainment and having family over, and Crash Proof has enabled us to be able to make that jump when we desire to do it. The money is available.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the Copperfield Inn in Limerick, PA on Wednesday, July 22nd. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Today's gold price is brought to you by Edelman's Coins, Philadelphia's local bullion dealer, celebrating its 100th year anniversary, a 4th-generation company. Visit edelmanscoins.com to learn more. Today's gold market price is $3,999.05.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At Bradford White, we know trust is everything. That's why for over 140 years, our water heaters have been made right here in the U.S., using the finest materials and components from around the world. We also believe trust is earned, and that's why our water heaters are for professional installation only, making sure you always have reliable hot water when you need it. Because comfort isn't optional, it's daily life. Call your local plumbing professional today and ask for Bradford White, built to be the best.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Attention! This is a pesticide exposure alert. The pesticide chlorpyrifos, used as an insect repellent, has now been linked to neurodevelopmental disorders in children and Parkinson's disease. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with a neurodevelopmental disease after being exposed to chlorpyrifos, you may qualify for potential compensation. Visit govictory68.com now to see if you qualify. Across the country, pesticide manufacturers have already faced multi-billion-dollar lawsuits and settlements over alleged health risks. Now, people exposed to chlorpyrifos are taking legal action, alleging this pesticide caused serious neurological injuries in both adults and children. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with a neurodevelopmental disease after chlorpyrifos exposure, don't wait. Strict filing deadlines may apply. Visit govictory68.com today to see if you qualify. Go to govictory68.com. That's govictory68.com.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services by the Goldwater Law Firm in Phoenix, Arizona. Primary legal services performed by co-counsel law firms. For additional disclaimers, go to goldwaterlawfirm.com.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
All right, those of you following the World Cup and maybe even putting $1 down or whatever the Argentinian inflation, their currency is. Let's see, more inflation, Argentina or Spain. No, Spain's just Trump's not going to be happy, by the way, presenting the trophy if it's to Spain. If Argentina beats him, he's going to say, yeah, I don't like Spain anyhow, the NATO stuff. But anyhow, the chief referee is a Slovian, Slovatko Vincic. He was tapped as the head referee in Sunday's match. He had been arrested previously as part of a sex party raid.
Hey now.
Yes, and he said he said that he told the Slovenian outlet Visir he had nothing to do with the group. I found myself on this ranch by chance. I was sitting there at a business luncheon on a ranch when the police came.
That's
Got
incredible.
my trousers on.
Yeah, that's Alan Dershowitz is representing him in this matter. Oh man! So if this guy calls a flop, not a flop, or whatever, what are the odds? The Slovian referee arrested at a sex party ends up being the principal guy. Like if he says, "Hey, I think that guy didn't mean it," yeah, but he tackled him. Give him a yellow card. I've had experience with this where you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, my God. In Bosnia, too, this guy.
Is he Bosnian or is he Slovenian?
Slovenian. But he was in Bosnia, he says, on business.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I gotcha.
Joe
Quote-unquote business.
Joe in Columbus. I bet he wouldn't kiss those women. Hi, Joe.
Tom, it always comes down to a sex scandal, doesn't it?
Can you imagine if this were a referee of an Eagles game and the fans of the Eagles found out about this guy in a sex party thing and he made a call against the Eagles, what would be happening? Oh, my God.
Yeah, hey, who stole my pants? Yeah. Come on now.
But Dershowitz did say on my show, I want you to know, Dom, I kept my, not pants, my trousers on at all times.
That's a 60s or is it a 70s?
Well, no, 70s might be Seinfeld with the Dockers. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dom, last night's speech by Trump. I mean, am I wrong by saying none of us should be surprised by it? But I think we're all collectively waiting for heads to roll that we probably think will never happen.
Well, there are some things in there that are new and definitively, I think, give us the number of illegals that are on voter rolls.
Well, we suspected. We suspected some order of magnitude, I thought.
Yeah. But, Joe, why does the president have to say mail-in balloting is inherently a corrupt enterprise? Then he doesn't say, but we have to do it to win. He just moves on. Stop it. You got something good. Don't get into that.
Well, the thing I heard this morning, Dom, was China's printing off fake licenses.
Yeah.
And if they could duplicate licenses effectively, why can't they duplicate mail-in ballots as well? That was my first thought. And
okay, but here's the thing,
me.
Joe. That's what we have to go after. I'd be in agreement, stuff like that. But we're going to have mail-in ballots for this midterm. We're not going to not have mail-in ballots. So we got to win with this. You know, do you think there's some way legislatively we're going to stop at mail-in ballots for the next 3 months? No.
So if we could sustain too big to rig for any length of time, that's what concerns me.
Well, what concerns me, you're exactly right, is up and down the line, pushing back on after these people on it. But there are ways for us to vote effectively using mail-in ballots. And also, it's up to the president, his man, law enforcement, Kash Patel, to get to the bottom of whatever they may be plotting.
Well, that's the heads that have to roll.
Yeah,
and
Patel is one. Patel, I'm not impressed at all.
And, Don, one other thing. Speaking of heads that roll, we've listened to Bernie Sanders and his minions forever, including his cackling hens, saying, we got to fight them. We got to get in their face. And on the House floor, there you had, Bernie. There was your chance between Mullins and that union rep to put your money where your mouth is, and you were the peacekeeper, you little skinny wimp.
Can you imagine Mark Wayne Mullen fired up with Larry Krasner standing there with him? Oh, my God.
Nah, that guy's a bull in a china shop, man.
Yeah,
that would have
yeah.
been great. But
Yeah.
there's your chance, Bernie. You want to fight? Here he is, right in your face. Let's get it on.
What's your side, Joe?
On my side was the consumer and the social raider of everyone. So much so, he empowered himself to run for office, and he ruined a lot. And I don't know if it was legitimate or not. If I keep thinking about the Chevette and that steering column, and it was Ralph Nader.
Yeah, it was a Corsair, as I remember, right?
Corsair. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
Or
look,
Corvair.
And I admired Ralph Nader a lot. He went a little too far in some things. GM apparently was putting people out there to say he was gay and stuff like this to try to stop him. Yeah, the ultimate crusader. Thank you, Joe.
He became the competitor for Underwriters Lab. It seemed like.
Yeah, all type of good stuff. Yeah, Ralph Nader, 60s. 85 unsafe at any speed. 855-839-1210. Donna Shorin will be with us at 1:30. State Rep. Waiting to hear what the Democrats are trying in the dead of night here to try to get over the finish line this week. And we are sounding the alarm, not just today, but next week to try to stop them in Harrisburg. But your calls are next. Talk Radio 1210.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
There's nothing simple about choosing an engagement ring. Most people don't know where to start. That's why they turn to Family & Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton. JR will walk you through every step, diamonds, settings, styles, and how to choose what actually fits their budget and their partner. There's no pressure and no confusion, just straightforward guidance and a wide selection to compare with confidence. The goal is simple. Leave knowing you made the right decision. Family & Company Jewelers in Marlton, New Jersey, South Jersey's diamond destination. The summer heat means it's that time of year to crank up the AC again. To keep your home cooling more efficiently and help save you on high energy bills, better go Guida and finally replace your old drafty, inefficient windows and doors at Guida Door and Window. Right now, Guida is offering their best discounts of the year with their big 40% off summer sales event on all expertly installed windows and doors. You'll receive 40% off each window you buy. That's right, 40% off all high-performance, energy-efficient triple pane windows. And you'll receive 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, get your project started today with no money down and pay it off interest-free for up to 18 full months. All prior sales excluded. Minimum purchase required. Don't let these big discounts pass you by. Go Guida today to take advantage of these limited time savings by calling to schedule a free in-home estimate at 1-877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
With the high price of new and used cars today, many drivers are choosing to keep their vehicles a lot longer. But with the average car now over 12 years old, most manufacturers' warranties have expired. I'm Danica Patrick. If your car is out of warranty, a single trip to the mechanic could cost you thousands. That's why smart drivers choose Endurance. If your vehicle is less than 20 years old, no matter the mileage, Endurance could have your car covered for the drivetrain, electrical, AC, transmission, and more. And Endurance is with you every step of the way, from filing a claim to paying the mechanic of your choice directly. And your rate won't go up no matter how many claims you file. Call Endurance now and choose the plan that fits your budget. Act now and get 1 year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
For your fast free quote, call 800-291-0342. 800-291-0342. 800-291-0342.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why
why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Welcome in. Steve Larimore is he usually sends me emails. People are so revved up. He's one of them over this parallel parking contest. He goes, wait a minute. For the competition, what about cars that have all the cameras, computerized alarms, and lines superimposed? Rules should direct. They must be turned off. Oh, yeah, that's corking your bat. They want to play in the steroid league, they can. They shouldn't be showing up there with all that stuff.
Well, I did see the auto assist.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have that, but
okay.
But the back-end cameras were allowed, so we might have to talk to him about that.
Might
next
have
time we
to
get
be a
him on.
dispute over that. Yeah,
totally.
I have the cameras. I can see. I don't use it though.
You're one of those.
I don't use it for parallel parking. I only use it just if I'm in there already and I have to back up because we have to get really tight out there, and I can't tell my 6 inches away or a foot. No, I don't need a parallel parking. This is like an innate skill. It's like a horse whisperer
Cerebral.
or something. It's just.
And I love their logo. It's just like the PPA, their logo. It's really nicely done.
Let's hope the PPA doesn't show up.
I know, I was
day
about
and
to say
bother
that.
us. Let's hope the bicycle people don't get upset. I'm still, look, this should be in South Philly. If the Rizzo statue, I was thinking about this, George Paquetto, if the Rizzo statue is up, we ought to do the parallel parking somewhere near that in South Philly. That would be quite a treat. A 2-for-1, Frank Rizzo christening, parallel parking. Because Rizzo, Henry, is the guy that said, if I'm elected mayor, I'll break their pencils the first 30 seconds I'm in office. Now, you would think this is what people don't understand about Frank. Yes, law and order, the bad guys. But when it came to petty, nonsensical government, he was the enemy of it constantly. And that was the quote, I'll break their pencils in the first 30 seconds. And I was thinking about him because Philadelphia, really, there was an A&E ongoing series, 15 parts about Philadelphia Parking Authority. And for the opening one, I think it was under Nutter, the head of the parking authority was out there on, I'm trying to think of this, I think it was Walnut at a certain point. And the thing was, you couldn't park there at 3:30. It was weird, not 4 o'clock, so that traffic could move for drive time home. And the guy stands at the corner of 15th and Walnut and screams, "Get him!" And they all run down the street writing parking tickets. What city? This is a nationwide show. People in Iowa, I'm not coming to the wedding in Philadelphia. That's what it's known for. Hostile.
Man.
Yeah, get them. It's got to be somewhere out there. I remember it, and I think Rizzo could have been alive then, and or people revisit it. I'll break their pencils in the pencils about to be laptop. Break their laptops. And that's what people don't get about Frank Rizzo. Law and order, but not petty nonsense, of government getting in the way of people. All right, 855-839-1210. If you missed it, it'll be up. We'll have it up on X, on Twitter. By the way, should I be saying X? A real good friend of mine, kind of a coach on some areas, said, you really should be saying X. I'm not saying X. I'm saying Twitter.
Yeah, I've never made the switch either.
Yeah. Now, I get the Elon Musk. For some people, they like Musk. They're going to say X. But nah, I don't see any need to do that. Okay, we heard from Scott Presler. A lot more of what he's on top of. You have the president's speech last night. You have some reverberations from it. We have Larry Krasner. Let me play you a little bit of Krasner. I think he put this up on Instagram. His reaction, I don't see it on here, Henry. I could be wrong. I thought we had it. Krasner reacting to, here it is, cut 7. Here's Larry Krasner with a message. You imagine this guy? I don't think we ought to send Jim Jordan in on this one. I think Mark Wayne Moen ought to be the chairman. Bring him in before Homeland Security somehow. He demands a public hearing. He wants to take Jim Jordan on. Here's Larry Krasner.
We have the U.S. House Judiciary Committee, Jim
Nice
Jordan,
music.
coming after all of us with the absolutely, completely bogus and false narrative that somehow our careful approach to immigration is
careful.
wrong,
Let him in,
or
Larry.
it's illegal, or it's whatever. Not that the man ever passed the bar, but it's whatever. Well, while he's doing stupid, we're going to keep doing smart. And what that, of course, means is that we're going to say, all right, you want to have a discussion about immigration policy, about the fact that we as prosecutors have been appropriate and careful. We have protected everyone's rights, and we have made people safer. You want to have that hearing? Let's do it in public. Let us do it where everybody can see it, and everybody can hear it, and everybody can form their own judgment about your questions and our answers. And let's go even one better. Why don't you bring us information on the 5 serious criminal cases in Philly that you've wrecked with your stupid extremist ICE enforcement policy? Let's talk about those 5 serious cases you wrecked. Let's have that public hearing. Let all Americans see what you're doing. Let them find out what the truth is. You got to stop doing dirt in the dark, and we got to let the sun shine in.
You know, they can usually they can bring in somebody who handles some of the questioning, say it's expertise or whatever. I'm available, Jim Jordan. Yeah, when we get you on, I'll make that pitch too. Yeah, but you're not a lawyer. It doesn't matter. Okay, I am an expert in punks like Larry Krasner. All right. Can you handle? I mean, you just see how insufferable, how many times he calls people stupid. The type of stuff we have not seen anyone in our lifetime as arrogant, as just, I don't even think in Washington. I know we see these people on the national stage. We got it here in Krasner. It's a one-man wrecking crew, and he represents a certain attitude in Philadelphia. He's always trying to come up with these pull up now or do your dirt in the dark. Let's put sunshine in there. Then the music. He's got like a jazz guy there that does his insufferable moments. Can you imagine that? I would ask Greg to go there and broadcast somewhere nearby or actually in the back of the room. I'm fact-checking Larry. Yeah, that's right, Larry. I'm over here fact-checking you, and I don't like this tie you have on today. It's not tied very well.
We'd have to put you in a straitjacket if we did that.
Just the slightest twitch from Krasner coming my way. There we go. All right, now it's on. All right, we'll see about that. 855-839-1210. I love this parallel parking thing. You heard Adam, great guy. The wrestling belt part of it. Yeah, they do have to decide. I would say make it on the right. That's what most people can do, looking over your right shoulder. I think that's what you have to do in the driver's test.
I was thinking about when you asked that question. I think I'd prefer to go left. Like the way we park on on
Chestnut. That's harder.
Yeah, I think it's easier
start
for me.
out looking over this way, and then after 1.5 seconds, I have my head back that way.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Yeah, left's harder.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. I just think it's easier for me.
Okay, that's a strange.
It is a
thing.
strange one because I do agree with you. Like in theory, like
we
going
weren't
right
doing
should
the
be
other.
easier.
And you're bound. You could see it easily. You just go like that. With this, you got to,
A 360 swivel.
Exactly. I think the sign of a good parallel parker is somebody who says, "I don't care what, I'm getting in there." You know. Now
you've got to have that attitude approaching
exactly.
it, or else you're never getting
exactly. Oh, Ro, I would rather pay. I'll go to a parking lot. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Can she parallel park?
No, I've never seen her parallel park. She has trouble with the straight-in park. It's kind of crooked. Yeah,
hopefully she's not hearing us right now.
Oh yeah, she can call in. She'll tell you she's not going to parallel park. No, it's almost like a matter of pride and craziness that you're going to get in there. That car will never make it in there. You got to say it's going to make it in there.
Yeah, you have to have some type of indication that you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but every day it's a challenge. So Henry, you did park then, or no?
No, I walked today.
Oh, good. All right.
Inhaled all the smoke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have to take, we're always praising the Canadians. Too many people like the Canadians. We have to take some action here. Every year, it's the Fires. I think Schwarber didn't have a home run last night. I know it was weird how it hit and all that, but I'm blaming the heaviness of the air there a little bit for an inch
The
from
ball,
the Canadians.
I was there last night. The ball really didn't look like it was flying very well.
No, it did not. Even though the guy hit one to center field that carried.
Yeah. Well, he was just having a night. He had 2 home runs.
Yeah, exactly. And was Noah, so it's going to be a home run.
Right, yeah.
But with Schwarber, it was literally an inch and a half. I blame that on the Fires.
I agree.
Let's go to Greg in the Northeast. Hey, Greg, thanks for the wait. Go right ahead.
You're welcome. Before I get to my backup thing, you just said you want a lawyer, but you'll take on the case. That just puts me in mind of the scene in Animal House when he yells, "Point of parliamentary procedure," and the other guy says, "I thought you were pre-med." He said pre-med, pre-law. What's the difference, right? I can say. And then he tells the guys, I won't say the word. Tell them idiots to shut up. And he turns around and says, "Shut up, you idiots." I can see you and the boys doing that, Dom. That's where you're coming in.
Jim Jordan's pretty good, but I vote for Mark Wayne Mullen. Mark Wayne Mullen, the first 30 seconds, takes off his ring with Craster.
I know he should leave the ring on and just put a ring mark, a knuckle right on his forehead. You know what I mean?
We're not
Give him a knuckle mark.
We're not condoning violence here. No violence.
But you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. We can on the radio side of the radio.
No, you can't.
You can't.
So, Mark, what's your parallel parking?
Parallel. And this is just for you, and I don't know who the other person on your little crew is. Whomever's going to win this is definitely going to be one of us who is a back in the spots person. We'll clearly win. Absolutely, we'll clearly win this thing. And I suggest you're going to do it at the Acme, which is fine. They should get like 5 or 7 finalists, but then take them out on the road and have them do it like on Germantown Avenue and Mount Airy on a busy street. Have somebody watch them and let them do it when the pressure's on. Then you'll find out who can really play.
Yeah, we're going to winnow the herd and then take these guys out in the middle of this. Yeah, that's a good one.
Right. And all you pull in the spots people don't have a chance. The back end people will easily win this one. Wow. Yes, we will.
Oh God.
Yeah, I took the cheap shot, Dom. I don't usually take it at you, but I had to take it.
That's good. All right, what's your side today? You have no chance to win for that one. What's your side, right?
Yeah. I like your honesty. And let me give you this is a true story. I was a delivery man up Chestnut Hill. Frank Rizzo was on my route. So that's why I always love Frank Rizzo. Now, I used to back my truck up his driveway. God strike me down dead. He would come in, tell me to come in, and it's great. Come on in, we're going to talk. Carmelo would get me a soda. We talk about anything there was.
Oh, yeah.
One day, this FedEx guy starts to back up the driveway. Frank Rizzo sees him, and he goes running out. He goes, "Hold on, Greg, I got to take care of this." He goes out, knocks on his door. He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm delivering a package." Because you can't back up the driveway. Only Greg can do that and make the guy go down the driveway. Honest to goodness. Swear to God. It was hilarious.
What's your side?
But my side is drugs. Every time you think of, and especially hallucinogenics. That's when I think of 60s, I think all these people tripping.
Tune in, turn on. Now, what's the third part of it? A dropout. Okay. Timothy Leary. Noted 60s. Yeah.
Greg not know who I am?
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't. Yeah,
whoever else is there.
Whoever else is there. It could be whatever that guy's name is over there. He was too busy telling the Frank Rizzo. Frank Rizzo would do stuff like that. You can imagine. Sit down with somebody, talk with them for 20 minutes. Frank Rizzo and Trump would be interesting. All right, so 855-839-1210. ICE has resumed traffic stops. I agree with Tom Homan. Better to not do that to combat this, but I think they're feeling heat. They're not deporting enough people. I think they're doing a good job. And I really want to get Tom Homan back on the show. All right, so 855-839-1210. You grab a line and you're on Talk Radio 1210.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
You know what I don't like? Paying for something twice. I can't stand that. Hey, it's Rich Zioli. That's why when it comes to your roof, siding, doors, and windows, there's only one call you should make, and that's to my guys at Emmons Roofing and Siding. Emmons is a platinum Owens Corning contractor, which means that Owens Corning backs not just the shingles, but the workmanship as well for life. That's right, for life. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, residential or commercial, done right the first time, every time. Go to emmonsroofing.com.
Looking for an auto repair shop you can actually trust? McCullough's Auto Repair has been serving Delco since 1999. They believe honesty, fairness, and friendly service still matter. Chuck and Ralph run the place. No matter your car's issue, they'll explain it in plain English and help you decide what really needs to be done now and what can wait. Chuck's motto is, I'll never steer you wrong. Call McCullough's at 610-446-1230 and ask for Chuck or Ralph. Or visit McCulloughsAutorepair.com.
There's a reason that potato chips don't come in a clear bag.
There's only 8 chips in this bag.
That's why. It's only about 2/3 full. The rest is air. It's a lot like opening up your 401k at retirement. You get about 2/3 of it, and the rest goes to Uncle Sam. Jim Cipriotti at the Retire Ready Financial Group can help. His tax mapping process can help forecast what your tax bill will be in the future, and that way you can build a strategy now to potentially decrease your tax bill in retirement. In other words, more for you and less for Uncle Sam. Call today for your complimentary retirement tax mapping report, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415. Or find them online at retirereadyfg.com and get Uncle Sam's greedy hands out of your retirement.
Hey, you've had enough.
With a complimentary tax mapping report from Jim Cipriotti. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
So many random thoughts that are good today. The parallel parking has set me off, even Henry here, too. I'm not saying the guy's name, the sports columnist. Again, last week it was an issue with them, and was it the World Cup? It was something else. It was outrageous. But you got a guy saying if LeBron James comes here, it's in the look. I have no problem. I want the Sixers to win. I love basketball, but that LeBron James would be the city's biggest sports star ever. This guy realized he's not old enough quite to remember it, so I'll give him that. How are you bigger than Wilt Chamberlain? In other words, in this era of social media and all the other telecommunications and all that stuff, yeah, LeBron James is bigger than what Wilt was back then. But is LeBron James bigger than Muhammad Ali, for example, which would be fairly contemporary to Wilt? Is he bigger than somebody like if Babe Ruth had played in Philadelphia? Would he be bigger than that? Well, on paper, he would be bigger than Babe Ruth because Babe Ruth didn't have social media, didn't have that kind of attention factor. But bigger than Babe Ruth? Wilt's the same thing. The bigness of it.
Yeah. I think it's such a hard debate. I do think it's close.
Well, sure.
I wouldn't write a column definitively saying, LeBron's the biggest to ever come here. I do think it would be close because we do, respect our athletes here. We do kind of hold them in high regard. I wouldn't just go out and say it. And I do think it is an interesting conversation to have.
Well, it's exactly the way not to get Philadelphia fans.
Right, yeah. How do you get people against LeBron James, say he's bigger than anyone who's ever played?
Yes, saying he's bigger. See, that's the thing why I love sports. It's the bigness thing of it, and it's not statistical. Mickey Mantle was not the greatest baseball player ever, but he's like a mythical figure that you just can't. What he did to himself and all, and still resulted in his career,
right,
is big. It's shocking. Muhammad Ali, arguably, is the greatest boxer ever, but he's bigger. He is the biggest ever. You can't be bigger than that.
Does Rocky make his way into this conversation?
Yeah, Rocky makes its way into it too. Rocky's bigger than LeBron James.
Because I'd say that around here at least.
Yeah, and Smarty Jones might have been. I don't remember if he won the Triple Crown or not. If he did, he would have been. Secretariat's bigger than LeBron James, I think.
Oh, man, this is a tough.
LeBron James 31 lengths ahead. I don't know about that. Okay,
he's 31 lengths ahead of anyone else in scoring. I don't.
Bigness is not just about. It's sort of like with Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt was unbelievable, but he didn't grab Philadelphia in a way like Brian Dawkins does.
Right.
Yeah, there's something else that endears.
You want a level of mystique.
Yes,
it sounds
exactly.
Like. Yeah, I just don't know if that's possible in today's day
probably
and age.
not.
Very hard.
To have mystique today is almost impossible. But I think mystique is what makes us talk about sports. Bill in Montco. He's on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Bill, afternoon to you.
Hey, Dom, good afternoon. By the way, I'm with Henry. I'm a lefty when it comes to parallel parking.
There we go, Bill.
Oh, that's amazing. How did that happen, Bill? It's harder.
I think it's easier, but that's me. But Dom, I have to ask you this. How often can you parallel park in one fell swoop? Not having to stop and back up, just pull right in. Just like a percentage.
Oh, percentage out of 100, I would say 92.6.
Well, that's not bad. I'm batting 500 when it comes to that.
I made up that number. If you're batting 500 without any stuttering and all this under pressure, that's excellent.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's 1 in 10. For
I'd say yes. Because I believe in the bumpers are there to be bumped. So
right. Yep. Same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a couple things before the side question. As far as voting, the mystery 7 million more votes in 2020 that Biden got that weren't there in 2016 and weren't there in 2024. Has anybody come up with an explanation for that?
Well, I guess the mail-in ballot, is part of it. That's how they beat us, Bill, that his voters may not have shown up on Election Day. But because that's the first time we had the mail-in ballot, they were going to do that. They did a great job of bringing them out. Also,
what about 2024?
Also, Trump drives it. The antagonism toward Trump during that is always going to drive votes. And Biden wasn't seen as he is a complete dope like Kamala Harris.
Oh, there you go. So on the side question, I don't think the world was the same before and the same after, but from the 60s, the miniskirt.
Ah, yes. Why what is it? Is it really called a maxi skirt? So I tell this Roe has a dress like that. Why would women want to wear that when you have the miniskirt? What are they possibly thinking of?
Well, I remember I was going to high school at the time, and that was the big controversy where girls would come in, high school girls, with the miniskirt, and then you get in all kinds of disciplinary, and is that appropriate, and this, that, and the other thing. So really, like I said, was very controversial at the time. But you don't see the miniskirt anymore. That's like gone, Am I right about that?
I would agree with you. Let's hope this call has women rooting in their closets right now to bring out that miniskirt.
Okay, I'm with you.
Thank you, Bill. The miniskirt is a very good one. And I think the British were the ones that did it and started it, and then it caught on. All right, it's 855-839-1210. You can get on board. Donna Shuren is a really good legislator out there in Montgomery County. We've talked with her on several things. We're going to talk, and I'll let her lead exactly what's going on legislatively here. In the dead of the end of this term, you saw what the Democrats tried to do before the budget, attacking poor kids, middle-class kids and their families, trying to take away that scholarship money. Just animals. Now, their true constituency, criminals. They got something they're plotting that all comes to a head. I believe the date is July 24th, that we have to stop them in time. So we'll start with Donna, but we may have Joe Pittman on next week because I know what talk radio can do. And when people hear this, I think they're going to respond. And at the 11th hour, I think we can stop them. But they are determined. And if they win the Senate, let's say they keep the House, which is going to be difficult for Republicans, but not impossible. I think we could win. By the way, in the governor's race, Stacey Garrity, Rothman, the head of the party in Pennsylvania, today tweeted out, she's beating Josh Shapiro among men. So what is it with women? Josh Shapiro protecting your abortion rights. You got to vote for that. Stacey Garrity's pro-life. Oh, man, if I'm a woman, leave me there. Josh Shapiro, my man, abort around the clock. Right, Josh? We'll talk with Donna Shuren coming up here on Talk Radio 1210. Let's first, though, remind you that right now you can get ready to unwrap your best health during the Rescue Natural Supplements Christmas in July sale event with savings up to 73% off. That's right. This season of giving is making a huge summertime comeback with site-wide slash pricing on over 50 research-backed formulas crafted with purity, potency, and real science behind every capsule. From high-intensity omega-3s, doctor-recommended cholesterol balance to mobility, gut health, even advanced cognitive support, now is the perfect time to take advantage of serious discounts and discover why thousands have trusted Rescue's quality and value for over 40 years. So celebrate Christmas in July sale prices and save up to 73% off for a limited time. Ordering is easy. Just go to res-q.com or call a Rescue product consultant at 800-26-ALIVE. You won't regret giving yourself the gift of finally feeling your best. Again, that's 800-262-5483 or online at res-q.com for up to 73% off. Do it right now.
This year, America celebrates 250 years, 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
Searching for a new path to wellness? Dr. Molly Fantasia explains how medical hydration therapy can help you reclaim your energy. Listen to Health Watch, Sunday mornings at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
Weather is sponsored by Ashley Furniture.
Hot, hazy, with difficult air quality to breathe. Today it's going to be 92 degrees. Now, we cool down a little bit tomorrow with a high of 81, but we expect heavy rains in the afternoon. It'll be 87 on Sunday.
Ashley's Black Friday and July sale is here with the biggest savings of the summer. Save up to 20%. Ashley pays your sales tax and we'll deliver it all free. Get it all with Ashley's no-interest financing. The Black Friday and July sale, only at Ashley.
Broadcasting live from the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
All right, it is Dom time. Welcome in, everyone. Representative Donna Shorin is somebody we love talking with. The things that she's been involved in are important. And I have on my sheet, even with all the president said last night, one of the top things, what Democrats are up to in Harrisburg. If you remember, before the budget, they struck. Let's go after these people who have school choice. Let's take it away from those parents and kids. Well, now, this is a criminal area they're striking on when the guard is down. And I think the date where all this happens or has to be stopped by is July 24th. Let's go to Representative Shorin on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Donna, thanks for contacting us. What's happening this week?
Good afternoon, Dom. Thank you very much for allowing me to come on to discuss this very urgent issue. And you have the date correct. It is July 24th, the deadline. Fact remains, Dom, in March, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled in Commonwealth versus Lee that Pennsylvania's current sentencing framework for second-degree murder is unconstitutional. And they stayed that ruling until July 24th in order to give the General Assembly time to come up with a constitutional replacement. Mm-hmm. So the Senate responded with bipartisan legislation and created that constitutional sentencing framework for second-degree murder, along with a structured parole process, preserving accountability and strengthening victims' rights, all found in Senate Bill 1400. So Senate Bill 1400 sits in the House Judiciary Committee since June 26th, despite us being in session in June and July. So had 2 committee meetings already since receiving the bill from the Senate. But the House Majority Party has not yet called up the bill for consideration. So if July 24th comes and goes, the court's ruling will take full effect, necessitating the review of 1,165 existing felony murder sentences.
Wow. And
yes.
During that time of review, what happens?
Well, It is. Ironically, Montgomery County District Attorney Kevin Steele reached out to me, urging action, reaching out to me for my help, warning that if the House fails to act, his office will be tasked with reopening cases, reopening wounds for families. He sent me copies of 35 of the worst offenders in Montgomery County. And you're right. It's a matter of safety and security for our communities. There's no reason for the House Democrat majority to delay a public safety bill, especially after it received bipartisan support in the Senate.
Well, first of all, D.A. Steele, even though a Democrat, I say pretty much, I've differed with him like anything. I think it was the Bill Cosby thing I differed with him on over the years. But to your point, it doesn't surprise me he would do that. I think he's on top of it. I think he's a very good DA. What is it? Is it just complacency, or is it like I referenced that attack on the scholarship thing? Are Democrats up to something? They're getting away, and the media doesn't cover it enough, with not allowing a vote on the Fairness in Women's Sports Act because they know some Democrats will vote to stop the nonsense, and they keep on shifting it. Is it of that? Why would they do this?
Well, we can speculate from now till the end of time, but the reality of it is not a secret that the progressive left is certainly driving a lot of initiatives currently. And if we can't get it out of the House Judiciary Committee, it means we can't get it to the House floor. So is it not moving because they don't have the votes? You're talking about, I think there's over 500 cases just in Philadelphia alone, which is a scary thought, under D.A. Krasner. And the reality of it is, Senate Bill 1400 addresses, minimum 35-year sentences, right, for felony murder where people were 100% responsible. All of this would allow these criminals to petition for relief and release. And the scary thing is, what's the mindset of some of the progressive left? Time served, let them out? Is it not coming to the floor because they don't have the votes? Well, put it to the House floor and let the Republicans carry the bill.
Right.
That's what true bipartisan leadership is about.
Here's the worst of it, and I agree with you of what's behind this, but they won't even put it up for a vote again. Donna, how does a group have one vote majority many times in all this stuff, run roughshod like this, and is Matt Bradford anywhere near this? My favorite punching bag.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up, because guess what? Montgomery County is in an extremely unique position to act and save the Commonwealth from this nightmare situation. The leader of the Judiciary Committee, guess who? Chairman Briggs, Montgomery County representative. The leader of the House, Representative Matt Bradford, Montgomery County.
Yep.
And dare I say, Dom, where's our governor from? Montgomery County.
Yes.
So there you have it. We can end this nightmare for the entire Commonwealth if the Montgomery County Democrat majority delegation acts and insists that the House gets their butt back to Harrisburg to address Senate Bill 1400.
And to be clear, the best guess is if it doesn't happen by close of business on the 24th, then 1,165 cases would have to be reopened?
Yes. Think about the cost of that to all the counties. It'll be great. The delays to the current cases will be unacceptable for the people looking for speedy trials. Not to mention, the potential threats to public safety, the anguish endured by all these victims' families having to go through it again, and the possibility that offenders could be released without proper due process and review. It is simply too great an issue to ignore.
Yeah, and you mentioned the fatal word here, too. Krasner's hands around this. Dave Sunday already having to be brought in to babysit him on something like this. I don't know what he would do.
Well, Dave Sunday gave a press release just a few days ago, and he stated that inaction is not an option. In fact, it is dangerous. Failing to act would leave our communities and victims without the needed protections, end quote. So has his attention So Montgomery County, please have your listeners call their state reps and demand that they insist the bill come out of Judiciary with Chairman Briggs and hit the floor before Friday, July 24th.
Donna, I'm very glad you did that. Please feel free, any issue that you're on, we want to know about in the future, and we'll stick on with this. Maybe we'll have Pittman on next week or have you on as the clock ticks on this. Where do we find you, Donna?
You can find me. You can find me at all my repshuren.com. That comes up with my offices in Montgomery County, my office in Harrisburg, and certainly repshuren.com and my Facebook account. Certainly, my press release will be posted. Directions that we need from everyone to make this a priority throughout our entire Commonwealth, but certainly right here in my home base of Montgomery County, with all the leadership being right here in our county.
We're on it, Donna. Have a nice weekend, and please stay in touch with Henry. We'll proceed.
Thank you so much, Dom. God bless.
Thank you. Representative Donna Shorin here on Talk Radio 1210. Again, they may not have the votes. You heard 1,165 cases.
Crazy.
The turmoil. They're coming through this. I'll have to look up the different second-degree murder first. Probably some of them deserve first, but they are all right. We'll plea bargain. And Krasner involved in this. You know about the scholarship thing. I did my podcast with Guy Shiraki yesterday on it about Ben Salem and Benny and what we talked about this week. And Guy, why would these people in Northeast Philadelphia risk a felony charge? And he said there's not enough scholarships to go around. The schools are rotten. They're trying to get across the line. Here, they won't bring it up for a vote. It's not out of committee yet. And what's the name that comes up again and again and again here? This bully coward. All-timer you are, buddy. Matt Bradford. Matt Bradford out there, a big-mouth white guy in a minority area, Norristown, places like that. Why are they afraid of this guy? Even Josh Shapiro lets him run wild. Donna was very buttoned up, very point by point with this. We're going to try to get Joe Pittman on, the head in the Senate, as this continues next week. But the clock is ticking, and you heard what she said. If this is not enacted, then what happens is these 1,165 cases some would be dismissed, I guess, or relitigated. Just think of the pain having to go through this again. Let's think of Maureen Faulkner, what she has to go through with Mumia again and again, year after year, the whole thing. That's what this stuff is about. That's what this party is about. And they believe now, here's another tell on this, they believe progressivism, this wildness, is a winner. The people in the suburbs that vote for these people out of Montgomery County, are they in agreement with this? Well, it doesn't affect them. They're not going to be killed. 500 of them were in Philadelphia. Hey, it doesn't affect me. Kill each other over in Philadelphia. Well, Steele, Henry, that's who I'd like to have on too, the DA there, because we differed on Bill Cosby. He had Bill Cosby. They were releasing people from prison if they weren't really dangerous during COVID. Bill Cosby, legally blind, I think he was 83 or 84 then, whatever it was. Not that I'm taking up for Bill Cosby. I'm just saying this was spiteful, in my view. Other than that, though, this guy is really good and a Democrat. Maybe that's the contrast. I think he'll come on. This is like all hands on deck. 1,165 cases. All right, coming up, more of your calls. We have a progressive woman gone wild to end the week. And you heard this. Contact anybody that you can. The media, they're too busy covering Trump and everything else that's there. You know, this 1,165, the Inquirer might be on board with it. Who are we to say these people are guilty? Well, they are guilty. They have been adjudged guilty. 855-839-1210.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. I've been talking about myself for all these years. Now it's time for you to hear from one of our great clients.
Investor Schooling lives up to the promises. Larry's a great teacher, teaches about the whole new approach to thinking about money. Taken to heart many of the things that he's taught me, and my financial life has improved.
Come to Investor Schooling, and you could be just like Charlie and change your financial life. Go to investorschooling.com. We will see you Thursday.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
Anthony Gambone and Denise Gambone from Royersford, Pennsylvania. With the market near record highs, now's the time to become part of the Crash Proof family.
You're guaranteed to not lose any principal, and you're cheering the stock market to go up because it means you make more money.
That's the beauty of the Crash Proof system. I've made money and I haven't paid for anything. You secure your nest egg, then it's compounded the next year. There is real growth.
Since Tony and I came to Crash Proof Retirement, we have made a substantial amount of money. And if you live in the Limerick, Linfield, Phoenixville area, come out to the Crash Proof event at the Copperfield Inn. You will not be disappointed to see what Crash Proof Retirement has to offer.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the Copperfield Inn on Wednesday, July 22nd. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru.
Hello, let's talk premium. These are the top-of-the-line appliances that dream kitchens are made of. If you're planning an investment like this in your home, where you buy is as important as what you buy. At National Appliance Warehouse, we're committed to delivering the superior buying experience you deserve. Our showroom features beautifully displayed premium appliances of every major brand, including highly sought-after Monogram appliances. Our team of gurus is well-versed at guiding you as you navigate the same appliances you'd find in the most magnificent homes and the kitchens of cooking enthusiasts. And the National Appliance Warehouse team has the expertise to properly deliver and install your stunning new appliances.
Celebrate Christmas in July and save at National Appliance Warehouse. Elevate everything and save on Monogram appliances. Featuring sophisticated luxury and understated durability, you'll love expertly engineered and purposefully designed Monogram appliances. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Yo, Langhorne. Thanks for listening to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Could this year get any f***ing worse?
Dom Giordano presents Progressive Women
Your words are garbage, and you're a bad person at this point.
Gone Wild.
All right, here is our Progressive Women Gone Wild woman candidate for today. Representative I haven't heard too much about before. Here's what she had to say this week that puts her in the running.
I am incredibly disappointed that as academic deans, you could not immediately answer the question about teaching colonialism in healthcare. Teaching colonialism directly addresses the systemic roots of healthcare inequities. It exposes how historic power structures dictate who receives quality care. It's important for future doctors to have that education to recognize how that historic legacy promotes biases and negatively impairs outcomes. That's why you teach colonialism in healthcare. I am equally as disappointed to hear that we have deans from California universities specifically, who can't immediately say that the Black Panther Party was central to healthcare discussions.
Okay, here's the thing with all this stuff. They're having trouble even in medical school doing enough on nutrition, which you would think the average doctor over 50 still has no sense of that. You know, I might be more interested than they are. It's pills. That's the modality they had. And when you have this amount of work that doctors have to do, the internship and all that, but it always goes to this. Summer Lee, the congresswoman, very far progressive from Pittsburgh area, said, yeah, we need DEI in medical schools. No, you don't. You can do it in other areas, I guess. What are we going to do, DEI? But not pilots, not doctors, not brain surgeons. And this is of that ilk. Always this sort of drive to put in here. All right, on the LeBron James watch, LeBron James was at the Fantastic.
Fanatics.
Oh, the Fanatics.
Fanatics
Okay.
Fest up in New York City.
Okay, here's what he had to say. Hint, hint, about coming to Philadelphia.
Well, not necessarily even that. They're asking
Wow.
him, what are you looking for in a franchise?
Okay.
You know,
okay.
and it's just an
Right.
interesting use of words he has here.
I want to, join a franchise that kind of shares the same, model as myself, and that's like practicing championship habits every day, but trusting the process more than anything. I think when you trust the process of actually getting to that point.
That wasn't no hit. That wasn't no hit. Hold on. Y'all calm down. Realize.
All right, of course, playing us all along for the ride. Look, for a week or so, it's okay. If it goes more than next week, then with this
Well,
hit,
I saw
yeah.
I saw a tweet. There will be no announcement today, so you can expect it to at least go into this
next
weekend.
week. Okay. All right.
But he's looking to trust the process, Dom.
If I see that column that he is bigger than Wilt, essentially, I got to get Mike, who used to write for the Inquirer, and he wrote the book about a day with Wilt, and he just couldn't believe it. The women, the whole thing, and all. It was, you get off the elevator at Wilt, and people are like, "Oh my," I'm sure LeBron James gets that, but there's nothing. It's nothing quite like it. It would be like some great boxer, and then Muhammad Ali walks in. Come on, it'd be like a soccer player. The French guy now, who's great, and Messi.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that play. It's shocking to me, but I think it's real. I think it wasn't lucky at all.
Oh, no. He knew they were pushing him hard. Someone else would be open, and he placed it perfect.
But to put it on the guy's head like that. All right, coming up. We had Presler on today after the president's speech. I'm going to ask Dr. Victoria Coates the best that you're going to find when it comes to national security about the Chinese, about all that. And also, it seems as if we're hitting directly around the Strait of Hormuz now. We're really trying to diminish that, and that's a bigger and good thing in Iran. All that coming up, 855-839-1210.
When it comes to avoiding roofing problems this summer, go with the real deal. Impriano Roofing, Siding, Windows, and Doors. Family owned and operated for over 50 years. One of the only roofing companies still run by the original family. They're the experts in the industry, no comparison. And Jack Impriano stands behind every job 100%. Experience, integrity, that's the real deal. Call 610-644-4444 for your free estimate today. The best homes have an Impriano roof.
Pet parents, there are many sources to buy your pet food these days, but at Dogs and Cats Rule, we take special care in selecting our brands based on quality of ingredients, company transparency, and science-based nutrition. Coming into a Dogs and Cats Rule store with a dietary issue, we can help select the proper food. The best part of the visit is the shopping experience. That's Dogs and Cats Rule with 7 locations. For information online, visit dogsandcatsrule.pet. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
A great deal or more safety? Why choose? Mazda has been awarded more 2026 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand as of June 2026, and has been named Consumer Reports' safest new car brand. Right now, you can drive one home for less at the More to Move You sales event. Mazda, more for you. Go to MazdaUSA.com to learn more. Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services.
For a limited time, get 0% APR for up to 72 months on eligible models. Visit Piazza Mazda of Westchester, Reading, or PiazzaMazda.com for details.
Boston Consulting Group Incorporated in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania seeks a project leader/principal to manage the design and development of business strategies, including managing case team responsibilities and overseeing business development, client relationships, project planning, and the preparation of outputs. Candidates must have a master's degree or foreign education equivalent in business administration, management science, or a quantitative field related to A, B, C, G client industry, plus 3 years of experience as a management consultant, business analyst, or a quantitative analyst, which must include at least 1 year in management strategy. BCG will alternatively accept a bachelor's degree or foreign education equivalent in business administration, management science, or a quantitative field related to A, B, C, G client industry, and 5 years of experience as previously stated, which must include at least 1 year in management strategy. Partial telecommute benefit available. Domestic or international travel is required up to 80% based on company or client need. Multiple positions are available. Submit resume to bcgplp@bcg.com. Reference position number PLPHI-F26. Again, Boston Consulting Group Inc. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania seeks a project leader/principal to manage the design and development of business strategies, including managing case team responsibilities and overseeing business development, client relationships, project planning, and the preparation of outputs. Partial telecommute benefit available. Domestic or international travel is required up to 80% based on company or client need. Multiple positions available. Submit resume to bcgplp@bcg.com. Reference PLPHI-F26.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
On Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, big issues, big guests momentarily. We'll talk with the very best when it comes to national security and anything related to that. A Philadelphia native, big sports fan, Dr. Victoria Coates. And I have to lead in with this from our buddy Riley Gaines. Olive Garden posted this on Twitter. No, the never-ending pasta pass is only for use by the pass holder whose name is printed on the pass. Passes are personalized and non-transferable. Pass holders must present a valid photo ID along with the pass at the time of ordering. Riley says, Olive Garden CEO for Senate Majority Leader. There you go. Get that pasta guy. Get the Olive Garden over there. Let's bring in Dr. Victoria Coates, is the Vice President of the Catherine and Shelby Cohen Davis Institute for National Security and Foreign Policy at the Heritage Foundation. Dr. Coates, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with you, Dom. And yes, they believe in law and order, rather, at Olive Garden. I think that we can all get behind that message. It's, this is ridiculous. And I was on another network with our friend Rick Santorum earlier today talking about, election integrity in Pennsylvania. And you cannot have a secure sovereign nation without secure elections. What was revealed by Secretary Mullins yesterday about New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and California being the states where they track the most illegals that are registered to vote. This is just a problem. And it doesn't make you a racist to say this is a problem. We can't have this happening. So hopefully that message will start to resonate.
Yes, I'm so glad, that's an area that you were on and talking about. Wanted to talk about, first of all, Venezuela with this. The president mentioned Maduro and the Chinese, and I guess the belief is somehow or another they put him over the top. What's the suspicion on what they did there to elect him, if anything.
Yeah, no, this was all, I mean, it largely was centered on the voting machines, is my
Right.
understanding,
Yes.
that were manipulated. And, you notice that this fraud always concentrates in certain places. It's Atlanta, it's Philadelphia, it's Detroit, and they know that. I mean, there's a comment attributed, it may be apocryphal, to Karl Rove, but he broke in this comment, he breaks it down to like 30,000 votes that they know they can just manufacture from the voting machines in those urban areas. And it's almost undetectable. And it's almost exactly what they need to get over the top, to get over the deficits. I know Pennsylvania better than the others. The deficits they're going to run in Lancaster County, for example, that's what they're going to need to pull out of Philadelphia. And they know they can. And they're using these machines to do it. So, I think the president is doing a great service to say, this cannot be tolerated. Your audience may have heard we're going into another election cycle. It's been in the news somewhat. In November, we're going to have another one. It needs to be clean. And, we need to be that shining beacon for other democracies and not, sully ourselves with what goes on in corrupt states like Venezuela.
Yeah, that's the metaphor. Venezuela, sure, it can happen there. The media that would have us believe that the Chinese are not involved in manipulating here are the very same ones who said, yeah, the Russians probably spent $30,000 to $40,000 on Facebook in 2016, and that had a huge impact on the election. I remember they put out a Russian source here, miners for Trump, like coal miners, and they were going to be at Marconi Plaza. So the Russians were trying to do what they do, without a doubt, but ineffective is exactly what it was. I think the Chinese are trying to do things on levels every day that probably are much more effective to undermine us.
Oh, for sure they are. And I mean, China is a $20 trillion a year GDP. Russia's too. So their capacity for mischief is considerably stronger. They've got a lot more people and they're a lot better organized, and they don't drink as much. So for all those reasons, it's the truth.
Yes.
For all those reasons, they are a far more powerful adversary for us. And I think they are absolutely infiltrating our information systems and pushing narratives. And the most recent one, and we're tracking this at Heritage and we'll be writing about it, is tens of millions of dollars are going in, not just a couple thousand, but tens of millions that we know of are going into information campaigns to demonize AI and data centers and make people hate them and think that they're going to destroy their neighborhoods and steal their jobs. Well, that messaging, shocking and surprisingly, is coming out of China, which wants America to reject AI. And if you look at the polling, it's almost opposite about the popularity of AI in China versus the unpopularity in the United States. It's working. So that's something else we want to work on is, figure out how are the best ways to cluster the data centers so they don't impact people's neighborhoods, but that we don't put ourselves at a technological disadvantage because the Chinese are telling us to. That doesn't make any sense to me. And, so that's why I think it's really important that we study this, reveal it, look at who's in our country. This is also why it's a good idea. The State Department is starting to limit how long people can stay in the United States with student visas. A lot of those students are Chinese. They come over here, they learn about our technology, they learn about our education system, then take that back to China. So I think that's all really good work that we're doing to defend against this, but there's lots more to do.
Yeah, I would agree. I can't say I give the Trump administration an A on this, though, because of TikTok is one thing. I realize it might be more cultural than not. I see China as the existential threat to us, the biggest in history, given their population power, et cetera. So would you give them an A on this? Are they aware of this? Or is it more you have to have a public face that's a bit softer in order to deal with them?
I think what they're trying to do is thread a very specific needle. And I'm with you on TikTok. My kids have actually voluntarily deleted it from their phones because they didn't like what was being pushed to them. And they have the self-awareness to say, this isn't healthy for me to be getting this. But there are a lot of kids who aren't that self-aware, or don't have parents that are willing to engage them on these topics. Not that I'm Mother of the Year by any stretch of the imagination, but I was really proud of them for that. And because, the basic line here, which no one can explain to me, is why is TikTok banned in China?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why don't they want it in China? They know it's poison and they know it can be manipulated because that's what they're doing all day long. Now, on the other hand, with the administration, though, and there's some interesting reporting on this today from AEI, not that I want to pump up another think tank, but they do good work time to time on the state of the Chinese economy, which isn't great. And, they did have a big growth number, 4.3%, but that's a lot lower than the numbers they normally report. Now, their numbers are inflated, but if they can only get to 4.3 with their funny math, then it's worse. And so that's one factor. They have their collapsing population, their demographic problem, which is disastrous and irreversible. And some estimates have them going as low as 500 million people, which is less than half of what they had 10 years ago by 2050. That's just a horrific state of affairs. Oh, yeah, it's bad. Oh, Dom, it turns out it's a bad idea to selectively abort half of your population.
Exactly.
And if you don't produce girls, you don't produce babies. I mean, maybe we need to go back to Riley Gaines on that topic as well. But to me, that's just sort of simple biology. And, so I think what the administration's approach is they really want to avoid a conflict with China. We just did our big AI simulation of conflict with China. And one thing that was really sobering was all of the scenarios start out when the minute the conflict starts, the global GDP takes a 10% hit, which is global recession, if not depression. It doesn't matter how long it goes on or who wins. That's just a fact. And so I think the administration would really like to avoid that. They would like to get through this sort of 10 to 15-year period and then see if China's internal problems, start to kind of collapse them from within without our having to create a conflict or take a huge amount of economic pain here at home.
One other question, an area, it seems to me, and you're probably on top of this too, that the military is really zoning in on the Strait of Hormuz, the infrastructure of whatever the Iranians are doing there. One was a surveillance tower that they had that was critical, bridges, things of that nature. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do it before, but I think that's a very helpful thing if that's what they're doing.
Oh, it is. And the president's being very deliberate here. And you can look at something like the very successful shock and awe campaign from 2003 that took down Saddam Hussein. That was almost too successful. And I say that as somebody who worked for Rumsfeld for years and was a great admirer of that campaign and how Tommy Franks executed it. But at the same time, you destroyed so many things so quickly. And then what comes next became enormously problematic for the Bush administration. So I think the president, in an ideal world, wanted to retain a lot of that infrastructure so that if there was a change of regime or a change of behavior in the regime, that still would be there to build on. But they blew that chance, literally. And now we're going through, my understanding is there are about 2 weeks worth of additional targets. So we probably have about another 8 days of this kind of activity unless they give up. But this is really devastating. They're going after, as you say, the command and control, the aviation towers. They're going after the ports. They're going after the railway bridges, going after the electric grid. The Iranian people are already being asked to ration electricity, and that's just going to get worse. So, I think are, moving through this. It's a new phase. I'd hoped things would be wrapped up by now, but we're doing what we have to do. And, this is increasingly going to be up to the Iranians to decide, do they want to even try to survive this or not?
Dr. Victoria Coates with us every Friday. The book, just to remind listeners, when are we seeing this?
This will be next. Well, there are going to be 2. So the paperback of David Sling, A History of Democracy and 10 Works of Art, the second edition will come out in November. And then Divine Creations, Why the David and the Mona Lisa were made in the same place at the same time will come out probably April of next year. So we've got a little bit of time. Anybody who wants to catch up on the battle for the Jewish state, how Israel and America can win, that's as topical now as ever, especially the passages on anti-Semitism in America, sadly.
Exactly. Any prediction this weekend? Are you a World Cup fan?
I don't dislike it. It's fine. No, I'm going to be watching the Phillies. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Well, that's all good. We'll talk next week. Thanks, Dr. Coates. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dom. Take care.
Whoops, Henry, I'll have to clean that. I'm sorry. I'll be off on Friday, but we'll work. That was great stuff today. I didn't know that you would go into the Chinese and the voting machine thing here, national security, but great stuff. Yeah. And Riley Gaines, let me see how many views that got. 56,000. That's a pretty good line, though. Let's get the head of CEO of one of my favorite spots. Lunch, just lunch, nothing else. The breadsticks.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go near the lettuce right now, even though they have nothing to do with it. Yeah, it's harder to execute that pasta pass than it is to vote. That's the point here. John Thune, let's tell Scott, take him some breadsticks. See if they let you in the next time. Delivery from Olive Garden.
Right.
All right. Right now, though, for another big prize, it's time for...
It's Dom's Money Melody.
Where's all the money gone?
That is right. We are playing for a pair of tickets to see Chicago and Styx July 21st, 2026 at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, courtesy of Live Nation. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com. Also, we have another pair for the winner of the week, so you want to get in on both. Henry, what do you have today?
Yeah, Dom. So today on the side question, we're asking for people, things you associate with the 1960s. And I'd say one of the bigger musical artists of the 60s was none other than Jimi Hendrix, obviously taken too soon, a member of the 27 Club. And with the weather today, it felt only appropriate to play his song, Purple Haze. Only, obviously, Jimmy's not going to be the one singing this. It's going to be someone else. It's going to be a different cover artist from the 60s. Something about this other 60s artist. He was actually supposed to be on the plane the day the music died, but he saw the ticket was how much? I'm not paying that. That's how much my parents pay in rent every month. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting on this plane. And it was a smart move he did, because obviously that plane went down, and he went on to be a big star of the 60s with many, many hits. He's a rock and roll Hall of Famer. As a matter of fact, he's the first rock and roll artist to be signed by Columbia Records. So I'm going to play you this rock and roll artist from the 60s. Want to know who it is covering Jimi Hendrix right here. One 60s artist covering another. Want to know who this one is?
All right, hit us with that, and you're off to Chicago and Styx. It's 855-839-1210. Coming up, Mikey Sherrill being dinged for kind of phony being budget conscious because she's duking it out with FIFA over getting a cut of the grass from the World Cup, because that's going to be sold from this event, and she wants New Jersey's part of it. I'll explain, all coming up.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief. The best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When it comes to your home, you shouldn't have to roll the dice with a small contractor or pay the high prices of a giant one. At Lemus Remodeling Group, a family-owned company, you get the perfect balance. Expert exterior remodeling from a team that's nationally recognized and neighborhood trusted. From roofing and siding to windows, doors, and gutters, the Lemus team delivers quality work, honest pricing, and a home that feels brand new. Call 610-GO-LEMUS to schedule your free consultation today or visit their website at golemus.com. Lemus Remodeling Group. Trust Lemus for a lifetime.
PNC Bank prides themselves on being boring, but the truth is they couldn't be more excited about serving our great region. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly planted the seeds to sprout brilliant results for equally brilliant clients. As fans themselves, they love your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams across Greater Philadelphia ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Experience matters, especially when you're making an investment in your next vehicle. At Lexus of Cherry Hill, they've built their reputation the right way. Veteran and family owned and operated, and recognized as an 8-time J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience. From the refined Lexus RX to the powerful and capable GX, you'll find performance, luxury, and reliability in every model. Visit Lexus of Cherry Hill in Mount Laurel or lexusofcherryhill.com. Lexus of Cherry Hill, doing business the right way. For J.D. Power of Excellence information, visit jdpower.com/US-DOE.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Are you raising the child of a loved one? You're not alone. Like many others, you've stepped up to raise the child of a friend or family member, allowing them to live, grow, and thrive among people they know. While fulfilling, it can also be challenging, but there is support. PA Kin Connector helps kinship caregivers just like you by providing connections to resources, services, training, and support groups. Don't navigate the journey alone.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Free speech lives here. With Rich Zioli. Weeknights at 6. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. WPHT.
It's the Money Melody.
Where has all the money gone? Show me the money.
All right, here is today's clue.
'60s artist covering another '60s artist. Who is it?
All right, let's try Don in Franconia. Hi, Don. What's your answer?
My answer to the question is Dion DiMucci.
Nicely done. Very nice.
All right, and he had the full name there. Dion.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
That was going to be my hint if I needed to give another guess. I'm like, oh, he's a proud
DiNucci.
Italian American.
I didn't know the DiNucci part. I know Dion, yeah.
Yeah, so this is Dion here covering Purple Haze. Yeah, really weird. He was supposed to be on the flight the day the music died. That is kind of a crazy what if.
Exactly. I love the what-if stuff. So, okay, we have a winner, and that's a pair of tickets to see Chicago and Styx. We'll have another pair for the end of the week when we roll the dice with the 5 winners of the week. You want to get in on that? Mikey Sherrill is a miserable Democrat, to put it mildly. Again, the politics of this, not flying the flag at half-staff for Lindsey Graham, even though Pennsylvania and Delaware did, she's not going to do it. And now she's flexing her phony muscles of trying to tell us this was a smart move. We know that Phil Murphy is the one that wanted FIFA there. And this phony benefit idea, you hear this all the time. I kid about it with Johnny down at the shore with Mulligan's even. Johnny, Dom Giordano Day. How much economic benefit is that to the city of Wildwood? Is it $500 million, $750 million? Something like that. You can say any number because they all do it. So they were lured in by FIFA. Now they're duking it out because FIFA sells everything. I think they stand to make $13 billion off the World Cup. That's one figure that I saw. It could even be more. That's how crazy it is. They're going to sell the grass from the stadium where the game will be played on Sunday. The match, sorry. And Mikey Sherrill wants to know what's New Jersey's cut. Well, there was no contract like that. They have the rights to it. And then she starts talking about how difficult it has been to deal with them. They're arguably more corrupt than any organization in the world. They're incredibly corrupt. They do anything at any time. So the net for Jersey to have them here, is it economically, is there a bump? I would say probably not, based upon what you have to remember. The trains were going to be $150. And is it nice to have? People are happy with it. Yeah. But telling me all the time, every time these events come here, the streets of Philadelphia would be paved with gold if every one of these events generated what they say they do. It'd be trillions of dollars a year. The dentists are in town. That's at least $500 million. Every event we hear this. And the economists all say, no, these things are not true. They may be marginal. Are they a good thing for the city to do for its population? Okay, yes. Now, Lemon Hill, probably. I started to look up and see if housing in the Lemon Hill area has had a bump on Zwillow or something like that. I haven't found it yet, but I don't doubt. Oh, you got a house in Lemon Hill. Oh, my God.
Are there houses there?
I was going to ask that my question as well.
It's got to be houses on the periphery of, Lemon Hill adjacent. Has to have gone up. I'm telling you, it will be a thing. You want a little messy? Move to Lemon Hill in Philadelphia. It's the soccer capital of the world. They still have the signs up.
It's still there.
Yeah, but take down the thing that says large crowd ahead. Where's the large crowd the last 4 or 5 days?
I was there on Monday. It was a plenty large crowd.
For what? Oh, for watching the one side?
No, there was a free concert there.
I
For the
didn't know
All-American
about the
Rejects.
concert. Okay.
Yeah.
But Sunday, I'm sure they'll have it on the big screen or
Yeah,
something. So
totally.
they could do that. But the sign, they've done a good job. You can't pull in, let people out, all that stuff for it. But just that phrase, Lemon Hill, has been so overwhelming. There's got to be a housing development, some developer, let's call it Lemon Hill. Anywhere near there, we'll scrounge it in. We'll get it inside there. Gary in Newtown. All right, 60s now. That's our side question today because Mad Men dropped around this time in 2007. Gary, afternoon. What do you have today?
Good afternoon, Tom. How are you? How's everybody there today?
Very well.
Oh, great.
Even though Greg in the Northeast, great caller, doesn't know who the hell Henry was, and he doesn't
Whoever's there in the studio.
Whoever's ever there in the studio. It's not with some guy walked in, he's hitting buttons. That guy, yeah.
Before I forget, I loved Greg's call. There was a couple of weeks ago, Bruce from the Northeast called in, and I almost drove off the side of the road. I'm like, wow, he's back. I love hearing him. I was concerned about what happened to him, and I love when he calls. So let's figure out how we can get him now to something down at Mulligan's.
Definitely, all-time voice. It's a cadence too, yeah.
Absolutely. So going back to the ballot harvesting or the ballot issue, the mail-in. My understanding is that there was a lot of ballot harvesting, the Dinesh D'Souza 2,000 mules.
Yes.
There's no way that Joe Biden got that many votes out of those seven Philadelphia, Detroit, those 7 states and it should be easy to find because like the one like Leslie's voiceover person, Donna, sounds just like Leslie Fisherpine.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing.
Can manufacture.
Yeah, I hear you. And look, the biggest thing that I've talked about over the years are the drop boxes. They're not enforced, particularly in Philadelphia. And Dinesh's theory on that, that's where phony mail-in ballots, where that could succeed, the drop boxes.
That's what I would agree. And as far as the PPA, I would love for them to have a second challenge. And that second challenge would be run backwards, like do a Mater from, not Toy Story, but do a Mater where you race backwards instead of racing forward. Because that's what I could do the best, drive backwards.
Backward driving, reverse driving is an art. If you do that well, I get scared to death when I do it on a Chestnut, Gary, because very hard to stay straight. I don't know why, but it's very hard. Yeah.
So I'm going to go for my side question. I know you took the Kennedys off, but it starts in September 12th, 1962 with "We chose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, but because they're easy, because they are hard." And then it ends with another quote from another famous American. "That's one small step for man, a giant leap for mankind." And that would be the space race that dominated the 60s from 1962 to 1968.
That is a great one. That is a biggie. No one has said Marilyn Monroe and the Kennedys yet, so I'll take that one off. Even though Joe of Columbus says she looks like she's a slob, I'm not doing it. And Sophia Loren, he learned, was a public smoker constantly. She's out. That leaves Elizabeth Taylor. What's the objection there?
Nothing. Yeah.
Well, I said out of the three, Elizabeth Taylor is the prettiest, not the hottest, though. That's Sophia Loren. Pro-Italian bias there. You know, Marilyn Monroe, yeah. All right, 855-839-1210. Now, see, that's mystique, too. I don't know if any woman today, they can be unbelievably attractive. Do they have the mystique, though? Maybe you can have it today because of all the social media, et cetera. I mean, could Anne Hathaway, just to take one, could she match up in the mindset of people with them? I don't think so.
No. But I wouldn't nominate her either.
Okay, who would you be the number one nominee from today?
See, we talked about these yesterday.
Yeah.
I said Dua Lipa.
Okay.
And I just don't know. I don't know.
It's mystique busting because of
Margot
the
Robbie,
scrutiny.
maybe?
Yeah, it's harder. It's much harder. When you're Marilyn Monroe and the Kennedys, that's pretty hard to beat. That's Wilt Chamberlain country. All right, I wonder if Wilt ever ran into Marilyn Monroe. Probably.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I haven't looked that up in his book. Boy, I wish the guy had said, I'm too sick to do the Wilt interview. Can you do it? I was right there in the other studio waiting, and he made it through. 855-839-1210. Linda Kearns is next to break down what we saw, and then your calls on Talk Radio 1210.
The working families of La Una Labor's District Council of Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are proud contributors to all aspects of growth in this great city. The Labor's District Council provides safe, well-trained, productive workers who enable projects to be done on time and under budget. We appreciate our signatory contractors and their commitment to fairness and equality. Laborers, we're building a better future today.
Brought to you by the Laborers District Council Licit Fund.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Have you looked at your roof lately? Dawn Stensland here. If not, don't wait until the fall. Once cooler weather and storms arrive, small roofing issues can quickly become expensive repairs. Right now is the perfect time to protect your home and save. Through July 31st, Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding is offering 25% off a brand new roof. And here's why I trust Chapman. They're a GAF certified plus contractor, which means they can offer enhanced warranty protection that most roofing companies simply cannot. So if you've been thinking about replacing your roof, right now is the best time to beat the fall rush. Lock in your savings. Enjoy peace of mind before the seasons change. Call Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding today. Schedule your free consultation. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. ChapmanWindowsDoors.com. Offer ends July 31st. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and got $150 in bonus bets, just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
A riddle brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. It was an easy riddle. Learn more at progressive.com.
Now back to the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit upset that Linda Kearns couldn't squeeze us into 2:30 with the biggest election integrity moment of the last year or two. Probably an Elvis festival in some offbeat place in Memphis or something. But Linda Kearns, youtube.com/1210 is now with us. He's even thinking of saying, should she still be the defensive coordinator of election integrity? We know she's lost multiple contests debating me, so that's on the record. But let's bring in Linda Kearns. Whoa. Hey, Linda.
Wait a minute, Tom. Let's get the fact debate. And I'm also going to propose to Henry and Kirk that we do a live challenge for parallel parking, because I can get my car into a spot that is the same length of my car. That's how good I am at parallel parking.
All right, let's put that down. I'm all up for that. Now, do you prefer on the left-hand side, or does it have to be on the right-hand side?
I can do wherever, and I have a manual transmission. So you also have to.
This is a sure loss. Yeah, and I'm sure the mayor of Amity is going to be there to help you. Yes. You know who should be the judge? We got to do that down the shore. The mayor of North Wildwoods. God, you can park wherever you want. No, this has really gotten people fired up, this parallel parking. So we will be on that, Linda. Last night, I saw some things here with President Trump that I think advanced the ball, maybe put some things on the radar screen. This morning, Josh Shapiro put out our favorite guy, not once but twice on national TV, Al Schmidt, the Republican. And I think that's where the approach should be. It's not as exciting, but it's where we can affect change, meaning some of the things you say that should be done in Pennsylvania.
Right. Well, I mean, look, Al Schmidt is always famous for saying this is the safest election. He said it in 2022. He said it in 2024. Like each election in Pennsylvania gets safer. And I think he should just cool it with the superlatives on that because every election needs improvement. But with regard to President Trump's speech last night, I sent something to Henry earlier. He made a big deal about China having voter data, but of information, anyone can have it. I sent Henry the website and he can put it on the YouTube chat that shows that anybody can buy what President Trump was saying China got for $20 in Pennsylvania. You see that up on your screen? You can buy that right now. And so some of how Trump phrased is accurate as it could have been.
Yeah, I think there are some states where it's a little bit more difficult. And, this has put out all kinds of wild stuff like China taking license plates and doing it for, not that they wouldn't try to do this stuff, but that's not, in my mind, either the biggest threat. I think the number of people, the voting rolls and the stuff that you talk about, and with Al Schmidt, et cetera, the refusal is suspect to make an all-out effort to clear these of Joe Frazier and other people that may or may not be citizens, Linda. But specifically, what is it that's doable in your mind that could be done pretty clearly?
Of our election code. That's number one. With regard to the non-citizens, we already have a federal law in place that says that organizations like one of the ones I work for, the Public Interest Legal Foundation, can request voter roll maintenance and then records from the Commonwealth and go through it and make sure that they're maintaining their voter rolls. Unfortunately, that very few people have standing to collect that information, and the Third Circuit agreed with them, and the Supreme Court didn't take the case. So more transparency is what we need in voter roll in voter roll list maintenance. I'm not sure. I agree with the president that there could possibly be 200 non-citizens on the voter rolls across the entire country. That's possible. But sometimes that data is old, like the people were naturalized later, or the people are on the rolls and don't even realize it and aren't really voting. The number of people who are actually voting is much, much less.
The president also, and I wrote it down word by word, you know how I feel about this. I don't understand going off message saying that mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. He didn't add, if he wants to believe that, okay, he didn't add, but that's the only way we're going to win. So we're tightening up on our end. There are safe ways you can vote by mail if you don't trust the U.S. mail. We went through that before with Scott Presler and somewhat with you. We're not going to win if people lose confidence in voting by mail. If they feel the Chinese are trying to beat the system through mail-in ballot, we have to vote by more than to overwhelm this, not less.
Right, and you know that I constantly say that we cannot discourage people from voting, so we have to be very careful with our language. And I'm going to disagree with something one of your earlier guests said. And I really admire Victoria Coates, but I heard her say something that I think is absolutely 100% wrong. And she mentioned how that there's issues with the voting machines, and that you could just go to a city like Philadelphia and manufacture 30,000 extra votes right out of Philadelphia. I would love to have you and us both on your show, and she can tell me how to do that, because I think that would be impossible. The beauty of our systems and our election machines is that they're so decentralized. We have 3,500 election machines in Philadelphia, approximately, give or take. To manufacture 30,000 votes, would you put all 30,000 on one machine? And in a district like mine, where I only have several hundred voters, you don't think the commissioner's office would say, hey, why are there 30,000 extra votes in this little neighborhood where Linda Kearns lives if there's only 300 voters? Or would you have taken those 30,000 votes and spread them all over all 3,500 machines? Maybe. Well, how do you do that? Because the machines aren't connected to each other. So whoever's infiltrating is going to have to get in the warehouse and add those votes on. But the commissioner's office checks those machines. You make sure that there's no votes on it before the election, and they also look at the time code for the votes and make sure there's no votes before 7 a.m. on election day. So I know that it's kind of titillating to say, hey, they could hack the voting machines, but the way our voting machines are not connected to each other, it's not that easy to do in practice. And that's the beauty of our system and the frustration. We're decentralized. That decentralization saves us from large scale hacking, but it's also very frustrating when you want to put common sense policies in place like voter ID, because then you're faced with the decentralization of our American system where you have to get every state to pass that.
Yeah,
if you're so worried about foreign influence in our elections, stop trying. This is my message to President Trump and Mark Wade Mullen and everybody. If you're so worried about foreign influence, stop trying to pass federal laws that centralize and federalize our elections. In order for election integrity, especially in Pennsylvania, we need poll watchers, not speeches, not sweeping federal laws that sound good. Because, if I say, hey, I don't really like this the Save America Act, people say, oh, she's against voter ID. That's not true. Just like when I said, I don't think you should close the beaches because you see a shark, you can't say, I want little kids to be, chewed up, in North Wildwood. You have to be careful with your language. Federalizing elections, all that's going to do is give leftists the cover and a playbook when they're back in charge, because power shifts. We need poll watchers, we need observers, and in Pennsylvania, we desperately need updates and really a wholesale change to our election code, because even though I can have observers in all 67 counties in Pennsylvania, the law is written so that they can't always see everything. So let's open up that part, that transparency, and let's let the Pennsylvania legislature pass a law about what's on the voter registration form and what our election offices can do to check the citizenship of voters before they get on the voter rolls.
I admire the candor on this, Linda, and we admire your expertise in it. You've done it. You've been successful, and you've been successful in the minds of listeners. All good stuff. Now, beating me in a debate, that is going to be a lifetime before you do that.
Dom, just because you have a show 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, and can say for 15 hours that you beat Linda Kearns in a debate does not make it true, Dom, because anyone listening heard your own producers admitted that I beat you.
Oh, well, you know what?
She's
That's an internal matter. There may have to be a review of that with the producers under sodium pentothal. We'll see if they say that. Linda,
don't worry, Henry and Kirk, I'll bring you treats. Don't worry. I won't.
But that is on tape here, the bribery that goes on. All right, Linda, have a great weekend. Thank you as always.
And to your listeners, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what speeches President Trump makes. The way we lose elections is we don't show up to vote. There's an election in November. There's an election next spring, and every single person listening to the show should show up for every single election and encourage all their family and friends to do so.
Exactly. Thanks, Linda. The message is, if you believe some of this stuff that we just been talking about with Linda, we have to show up in even more force. We don't want to make people believe why vote. That is the most deadly and ridiculous thing. All right, it is the lightning round for a big prize. Be ready. We'll hit as many people as we can on Talk Radio 1210.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
It feels like every day there's something in the headlines that could make you wonder to yourself, is now even a good time to retire?
So many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping people get to, through, and beyond retirement for over 28 years, and each week he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., and 5 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
See Joe Conklin, Ray Didinger, and Glenn Macnow count down the greatest moments in Philly sports at the Ocean City Music Pier Thursday, August 6th. Get tickets at joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
All right, what's the weather like out there?
It's hot, 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 real hot.
Can you tell me what it feels like?
Were you born on the sun? I said it's hot.
This is Jonathan Cans, third generation owner of Marvin E. Cans Heating and Air Conditioning. Is this how you're feeling right now? Well, don't let your house feel like a rainforest anymore. To keep your home cool, contact us at marvinecans.com. That's marvinecans.com.
You can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
All right, if you are planning on seeing the Odyssey Dom Giordano show, I need a review from you. You can hit me on Twitter with that. It's playing at the Jersey Shore. Just doesn't, I know it's big, but it doesn't strike me that people are going to flock to a summer movie in Stone Harbor. And I don't see it there.
Well, if I'm seeing it big. I'm seeing it in IMAX.
Yeah, I know the IMAX stuff, and I know all the numbers, the scalpers and the stuff like that, but I'm surprised they usually run films that are not good, not big time type of stuff. They like Barbie, they might run. They ran that there. I don't think they'd run Oppenheimer.
Well, Barbie was great.
Well, that's another. Okay. All right. It is a lightning round. Something associated with the 60s. Michael in Wilmington. Let's preemptively say, my good sir, but go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Dom, my good sir. Good to talk with you. Always good to talk with you. And real quick, I learned how to drive on a stick shift. I have to tell you, the best thing my dad ever did, because helped me with my coordination on how to drive with 2 feet the whole time. And
Excellent work by that dad. A 2-foot driver. You can't do better than that.
Nah, it sure was. So, yeah, Dom, getting right to my side. The thing that I thought that was funny about the 60s was the vibrating weight loss belt. The very optimistic belief that shaking could basically replace exercise by putting a belt and shaking you.
Absolutely. Great one. Have a nice weekend. That is a good one.
Peggy
Robert
Olson tried that one out.
Yeah. Robert in Ben Salem. Hi, Robert.
Hey, Dom, Henry, it's good to talk to you guys today. I'll jettison a lot because it's the lightning round, but I knew how to drive sticks. It was interesting teaching my new wife how to drive a stick, and somebody in chat said that they always drive a stick because it burglar-proofs your car against millennials and Gen Zers, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I was born in the 60s, but I did my growing up during the 70s, and I have to thank the 60s for this too, though, and that would be hippie chicks. The ones, and they did not wear mini skirts, Dom. I can tell you that right now. They wore maxi dresses, headbands, long hair, flowers in their hair, and a lot of guys pretended to be liberals just so that they can meet hippie chicks. And you guys have a great weekend.
That sounds like your
okay?
Pismo Beach comment. I never forgot that one. Yes.
Hold it, Dom. Pismo Beach was not the name of the nudist beach. That was the beach we were going to when we saw the sign for the nudist beach.
Okay.
I wanted to clear that up because my grandmother is rolling in her grave over that.
Oh,
you guys have a great
Thank
weekend.
you, Robert.
Okay?
Thanks, Robert. Phil in Delaware, Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Phil, what's yours?
Hey, real quick, when it comes to poll watchers, real quick, I was a poll watcher, and I put up an objection, and they said not being acknowledged. That was in Delaware. And
okay.
since then, they won't let me come back. Go figure.
Yeah. What's your side, Phil?
Woodstock, nothing like it. It's like the Grand Gold Prize of the 60s.
We closed down the New York Thruway. That was the battle cry. The Earl of Tacony. Hey, Earl, what's yours?
Mine would be the 60s is the golden age of the tragedy song, particularly Dead Boyfriends and Girlfriends, like Teen Angel by Mark Dinning in 1960, Tell Laura I Love Her by Ray Patterson in 66, Leader of the Pack by the Shangri-Las in 64, which, by the way, was Billy Joel's first paying gig as a piano player, Last Kiss by J. Frank Wilson and the Cavaliers in 64, Patches by Dickie Lee in 62 about his girlfriend. His rich parents won't let him marry her, so she goes and jumps in the river and kills herself. And don't forget the theme for Romeo and Juliet by Henry Mancini in 1969.
Good stuff. I think the Tallahatchie Bridge, I don't know if that was the 60s or not. Bobby Joe McAllister, I seem to remember, was a big, yeah. Bill in Bucks. Hey, Bill.
Hi there, Dom. I think we might have lost the midterms last night.
I wouldn't go that far, but it didn't help. It didn't help enough. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll wait and see. Well, whatever. I wasn't happy with it, so let me just say that. We need the mail-ins, and they got to be on there. We got to get them. Okay. So.
Your side, Bill. What do you have?
Anyway, my side is a local guy who was a cab driver turned singer, and his name was Ernest Evans. But we know him better as Chubby Checker with the twist.
Absolutely. We tried to get him the Mulligans, Henry. We had a contact. It was Robin Schaefer. And he said, yes, he would come and be $50,000. Okay, write that check, Greg Stocker.
Holy crap.
Come on. We've had bigger stars there than Kelsey Grammer. There you go.
Yeah.
I'd say bigger than Chubby Checker. Joe of Exton, Talk Radio 1210. Good afternoon, Joe. What's yours?
Cue theme song.
Hello?
Yes, Joe. Go right ahead.
Oh. The 60s saw the appearance of the youth known as...
I got you, Joe. Keep on trucking. He was going to decide he was going to put a little bit on time. What did you like today, Kirk?
I liked Michael with from Wilmington with the vibrating
that
white
was pretty funny.
Belt.
Yes.
Yeah, as seen in Mad Men. Yeah,
yes.
I like that answer too. Bill and Monco with the miniskirt and Robert Ben Salem with the hippie chicks.
I'm going to go with the miniskirt. That was
All right,
a really
sure.
good call, too.
Deal.
Let's put them into the hat, and let's get a winner for this big prize.
All right, so Monday we asked for that all-time boss. Lance South Philly one with Blofeld. Tuesday we asked for that sports moment. Bruce in Northeast one with Pete Rose running over Ray Fosse. Wednesday we asked for who should get a statue. Greg in the Northeast one with Al Bundy. Yesterday we asked for something associated with cigarettes. Bruce in the Northeast one again with the Hustler. And you heard it here. Bill and Monco, today's winner with the mini skirt. We put all of those into the hat and get a little drum roll going. All right, Dom. Number 5, Bill and Monco with the miniskirt.
All right.
Nicely
Nice.
played. You won a pair of tickets to see Chicago and Styx July 21st, 2026 at the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, courtesy of Live Nation. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com. All right, thanks for listening today. I'll be on Monday and Tuesday next week, our great friends at the Wildwood Convention Center. And I think they want to broadcast outside, not this one, the next time in August. And Dave Scalish says, oh, that sounds good. I'll have to check the transmitter there. There is none, but he can set it up. He said, there's a device. I can do it from anywhere, even on the lifeguard thing.
Okay.
Remember, Dan and I were made captains of the lifeguards by a mayor of Wildwood once. Shark Watch? No. You're on your own.
Boy.
We're not helping you. Afternoon show is next. Of course, if you see the Odyssey, let us know about it. We'll talk about it on Monday, the World Cup, etc. 3 big hours with the afternoon show. Thanks to Henry and Kirk for producing. Follow me on Twitter at DomShow1210. At DomShow1210. All that here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
You know what I love? American-made products, baby. That's right.